Looks like it's trying. You're live.
Oh, there's something wrong here.
Oh, no. We're not live.
Oh. Let's try this.
The camera's backwards, so we're evil.
That's not we're evil. I forgot to turn the camera on. And we are...
We're actually live now, aren't we?
Yeah, totally. Totally. Hi.
It's us again.
We're an hour late. Forgot to turn...
Welcome to another edition of Northwest Brewmeisters.
Hey, we two guys from the Pacific Northwest.
Who like beer and think you should too.
I'm Jamey.
Steve.
Wow, what a mess.
And we're the Northwest Messmeisters.
Right, an hour late. Oh, jeez.
It's a testament of being a human, dude.
Yeah, I guess so.
We're busy. Can't always prepare everything the night before. It happens, man.
Forgot to turn the camera on.
Yeah. I forgot to bring beer, so.
Fortunately, I actually have beer, so.
Did you get a hold of Wendy? She can hook us up?
She is. She's going to get us moose drool.
Moose Rule. Yeah, I know
From-
Moose Rule. Some Big Sky.
From Montana.
Yeah.
Big Sky Brewery.
Yeah, that's why I was like, man, just you go ahead and choose, dude. It's your house, dude. You should make the call, not me, on what kind of beer we get.
Yes, except for the fact that, oh, FaceTime. No. Cancel? Go away. I'm trying to, setting up the monitoring. So, you got your recipe over there?
I do.
All right,
Why
let's
don't we get the water going first before we do all that?
Okay, yeah.
To get a jump on stuff.
Because it is fall, or fall-ish. And what that means is that, well, we have lots of light right now. And everything's nice. By the time we get done with this, it'll be dark.
Yeah, we're in the Pacific Northwest, the land of people that cannot merge onto the interstate and the land of passive aggressiveness, which the sun likes to go down very early up here. So
It's true. We're about to enter what I call the long dark.
yeah,
Which I'm sure all of our Alaskan viewers, which have yet to identify themselves, but I'm sure they laugh at us when we say
they're
that.
like, you have no clue.
You got no clue, buddy.
Don't even talk about the long dark up here.
How about when the sun never comes up? Although I hear what that is it's more like, it's not that, it's more like it gets twilighty. It's not like pitch black. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
Like the sun doesn't quite dip all the way down, and then it comes back up pretty quickly over there during that time of year, you know.
And then vice versa. It never
Yeah.
comes all the way up type
Right.
deal. I'm sure it gets really dark at night.
Well, anyway, some people I served with, they were from Alaska, you know, native, and they were like, yeah, you know, pretty much like you described. Like, yeah, it's 11 o'clock at night and it's still broad daylight out.
Yeah, my friend Eric was, I guess he was half a Nubiak.
Okay,
It's one of the tribes up there.
right.
But he was half a Nubiak because his other half was Swedish. Although he looked native, you know, not a lot of the Swedish came through.
Right.
But I think that's what he said too. Let me just give a quick glance at this recipe.
Yeah.
To make sure that everything starts normal. Smack the pack, done. Weigh out the hops if necessary, done for us already. 3 gallons of water, steep 30 minutes. Okay, so this part is par for the course. Everything we always do.
Yep.
So I need my little bag of grains.
Some grains and some fire.
Bag of grains.
Wow.
Oh.
There was a little tiny spider on my
Well,
thermometer.
that's the other thing.
That was kind of funny.
I'll be right back. I got my spoon.
You'd be in for a rude awakening. Oh, come on.
Yeah, things would have got bad for him.
There's another one on the spoon, too. Are you kidding me?
Oh. Well, this time of year, man, you can't even walk out of my house without walking through a spider web. They build them that fast.
I don't know if that was a
overnight.
spider on my, there's some little insect on my spoon.
Protein.
So
I doubt it'll change the flavor of the beer.
I would hope not. I mean, that thing was tiny. Like, you know, the millimeter marker on a ruler, like it was smaller than that little guy. That little you see on a ruler?
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, let's begin.
All right. Sack is submerged.
So go ahead and tell them about your beer.
Okay, this time I am making another kit from our friendly neighborhood brew supply. This one is called Whiskey Barrel Stout Porter. So a stout porter, a historical throwback based on a homebrew club barrel project. Okay, so this is maybe experimental. I don't know. We'll
Nice
see.
experimental beers.
I don't think it's experimental, but it sounds like it's something that they've done before, and they wanted to bring it out for us, for all of us to try it. So it's complex chocolate and well balanced high ABV porter. The original gravity 1.076, final gravity 1.023, which calculates to an ABV of 6.9. So it's gonna be spicy, and an IBU of 53. So this kit is comprised of 1 pound of Crystal 80, 0.63 pounds of Simpson's British chocolate malt, quarter pound of black barley, and 0.13 pound of roasted barley. So it's heavy on the steeping grains. About 2 pounds of grain going in this one.
Yeah, you're right.
Double stacking this. My extracts are 9.9 pounds of golden light malt extract, or liquid malt. So pick any episode in the past, and you'll see the exact same thing I've used in the past. I'm also using it because it's their recipe. My hops are 1 ounce of Columbus, which will go in at 60, an ounce of Kent Goldings at 15, and an ounce of Kent Goldings again at the 0 mark. And I'm going to throw in some Irish moss at about 10 or 15 minutes remaining to help with the clarification process. And also, when this goes into secondary after about 2 weeks in the primary, I'm going to put 2 ounces of whiskey oat chips in there, which will help that flavor, which are right here. So I've never done this kind of beer before. I've never used oat chips before, so this should be fun and new. My yeast is Y Yeast 1968, which I don't know the name of that one. Can you see it up there?
London ESB.
London ESB is the Y Yeast 1968, which will ferment between 64 and 72 degrees. Well, it'll ideally ferment between 64 and 72 degrees Fahrenheit. And I will be kegging, so I will not be using any kind of bottling or priming sugars. And that's it. Whiskey Barrel Stout Porter, excuse me.
Oh, it's my turn. Hold on.
It's your turn.
I'm social media-izing.
Oh.
That's okay. I'm done. Done social media-izing.
Okay.
All right. So, here we go. So, here's the truth. We're busy doing things like marching band watching and grand piano moving and working and stuff. So, we got lazy. So, Steve is using Northwest Brewers Supply's recipe. Or Northwest Brewers Supply? I never get it right. It's weird. Oh, look, it's right here.
Brewers Supply.
Northwest Brewers Supply. It's right on the. Okay, good.
It's right on their recipe.
Imagine
that.
You could only read. So I'm doing the same thing. I'm doing a Mount Cream Ale because I wanted something lighter. I don't know. I do a lot of heavy beers.
That was like one of the first kits we did of theirs. It's been a long time.
Oh yeah, it was one of the very, very first. So a light straw-colored ale with balanced hop and malt flavors, smooth malt, corn-like aroma coupled with a crisp lager-like finish. Original gravity is 1.042, final gravity 1.01, ABV 4.2, so you could drink this for breakfast, no problem. IBUs 20, so it won't bite you too hard. Although, you know what I'm thinking about doing? They got 1 ounce of Willamette at 1 minute. I'm thinking about putting it 0.
Just add a little bit more hop to it.
Yeah, just give it a little more
hop aroma. That's gonna be aroma more than anything. So
right, but still, I think that's what I'll do.
Do it.
And then I'm also the steeping grains is 3/4 of a pound of honey malt, 1/4 pound of Crystal 10, so obviously not a dark beer. And let's see, 3.3 pounds of Pilsen liquid malt extract, 1 pound of rice syrup solids, 1 pound of dextrose, which is just straight corn sugar, and then I'm gonna add a pound of honey, which I have right here.
We put a whole bear in there.
Yes, a whole bear. Just chuck it in
Just
there.
like that.
There we go. I don't know what the plastic is gonna do for it, but the honey should help.
Yeah, this will be fun. I'm looking forward to this when it's done.
Yeah.
See what that honey does to it.
Yeah, because one of the brewers up here who has since passed on, he actually died in a motorcycle accident, but we used to talk to him, and one of the things he mentioned It was like never do anything not knowing what it's. I think what it really meant is not knowing what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, don't do like a random, just like, I want to throw
Yeah.
this in there. You know?
I'm just going to chuck these hops in at the 45-minute mark. Why?
I don't know. Yeah, I think that's what he meant. Yeah, just don't do random things to your beer to try to change or augment it somehow without having at least, you know, half an idea of what it's going to do, you know, how it interacts with the other parts of your recipe, you know.
Yeah, so I'm going to throw the honey in there, and I just want to see. You know what else I'm thinking about doing? Thinking about throwing an apple in a beer one year. I mean, I'll probably wash it. More spiders?
Whatever this little bug is.
He loves your beer.
The same
You haven't
guy.
even met. Is it the same spider?
I don't know if it's a spider now, but it's, you know, this is probably quite entertaining to anybody watching, and he's still on there.
I'm entertained. You want to go inside and rinse him off?
Yeah, he's about to. I don't know where it's coming from. Probably his bush.
Yeah, and to be honest, this is probably, if it's not the last, it is the second to the last porch brew session, because it will be dark before we're done. It's getting dark around 7:30 here, and so we will be moving over to the garage soon, where it's dry and we have artificial lights so that we can see what we're doing.
Okay.
Which means that I have got to.
Sorry, that was loud. What?
That's all right. I've got to figure myself out and be prepared. No more racking beers from the secondary into the keg and from the primary into the secondary 20 minutes before you're ready to broadcast, which is what I was doing today, and that's why we're late. Speaking of which, though,
Yes.
it's now time for Steve Alone. I'll be right back.
Okay. Spray more beers if you haven't.
I do.
All right, welcome to the Steve Alone Show. I'm your host, Steve. So, if you're wondering why I'm not starting anything yet for any of the newer viewers, Jamey and I kind of put some distance between our boils. Reason being is we only have one wort chiller, and so if our boils are done at the same time, you know, one person's gonna have to wait for the other one to use the wort chiller. And what's going to happen is, even though the beer is off the flame, it's just not going to cool rapidly enough to get it ready to go into the, our primary fermenters. And so we offset our starting times based off the recipe. Sometimes Jamey's recipes have a 90-minute boil, so when that's the case, I go first, and then in this case, he's going first because it's a 16-minute boil. Another reason we do that is the heat source is closer. There's less of a gap between the bottom of his pot and his heat source, so his wort will get the temperature a lot faster than mine. Mine seems to take almost a time and a half faster than his. So if our boil times are the same, he goes first. If he's got the 90 and I have if I just have a regular 60-minute, then I go first. And it just helps ensure that we're not struggling on time with that wort chiller. Maybe one day we'll have the resources to get like the super multi-point wort chiller where it doesn't matter who goes first, and but I doubt that's gonna happen. So anyway, he's back.
I'm back.
Oh, he has a little tray.
Little taster.
He looks like a waiter kind of.
I know. Well, you think I don't have 4 hands, man?
No.
Okay. So take one of each, a short one and a tall one.
Short and tall.
Okay.
This is some wort tasting.
That's right. Well, no, it's beer. It's beer at this point.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Technically beer.
So this is already fermented.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so the short one is out of the secondary. These are both.
I was like, who are you pointing to?
Newcastle clones, which is cool because we're drinking Newcastle.
Ah, that's true, yeah.
So what we should do first, so neither one is carbonated, obviously.
Right.
This one is done. It is
Okay.
in the keg getting carbonated right now.
Ah, okay.
So this one is out of the primary, and so it's in the secondary and it's doing its second stage, and then that'll go in the keg in a couple weeks. So
All right, let's do it. Oh, Newcastle in the bottle has a slightly different aroma, but that's expected from the bottle.
I must sniff my bottle now.
Sniff the bottle.
Oh, that just smells like my hand.
You did the like the science sniff.
That's actually the best way if you're ever smelling soups or anything like
Yeah.
that. Do this. I don't know why it works better, but it does. Okay.
All right, here goes nothing.
All right. So let's taste this.
Tastes kind of like Newcastle, but lighter to me. A little bit lighter.
A little lighter.
Yeah, there's a different aftertaste out of this than this one. This one has kind of a lighter feel to it. Tastes fine though. Just to me, it has a lighter feel.
What do you think? Should I ferment it warmer?
How did you ferment this one? Like on the lower end or something? Or?
Really, as close to the bottom of the yeast range as possible.
I mean, you could try.
Maybe I'll try that next time. You're right. This is a little heavier, for sure. Of course, that's also carbonated, and
Right.
this isn't carbonated yet, so that'll change things a little bit.
Yeah, it'll change the character of it.
Sitting at 100.
Yeah, I was checking it for
Well,
yeah, yours doesn't shoot out like mine does. I guess if you turn it up high enough, it might shoot.
yeah, if I really cranked it up, it would.
Yeah, I just gave my burner a good scrub down today to get all the boil over.
Oh yeah, from last time.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I'm gonna go and clean this thing today.
Maybe I gave you more.
I think you did. It was a bigger snifter too.
It is. Yeah. I don't have. I mean, for crying out loud, we're drinking beer out of wine glasses. Very expensive wine glasses, 25 cents a piece.
Wow, we'll break it.
Spare no expense. Oh, these are the last two of like 100. We had a bunch of them.
Okay.
All right.
Now,
So this one, straight out of the secondary.
oh, this was primary.
Exactly.
I can't really smell anything, honestly.
Yeah. We've gone nose blind.
Tastes like the first one.
That's actually good.
Yeah, it tastes like the first one to me.
Yeah, I agree.
Kind of light, light on the palate. Yeah. Not as heavy on like a mouthfeel kind of thing.
Yeah, it's definitely malty. It's not
Hmm.
It's not hop forward at all,
No.
which is fine. It's supposed to be that. But no, I'm glad it tastes like the first one.
Yeah.
I was kind of worried it would taste wildly different.
Oh.
And they'd be like, great, I'm as consistent as a shotgun.
So
All over the place.
this is what you're taking for hunting camp, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, the first one is the hunting camp, and then when this one is done, I'm actually gonna start drinking it.
Oh, okay.
Although by the time it's done, it'll be time to go to hunting camp. So,
Sure.
all right, so that's those. But we have more. But wait, there's more.
But wait.
Ooh. The moose drool has arrived.
Drew and the moose.
Either that or some random person is coming into my driveway.
Right. I'm just gonna go and pour my water for now.
Oh, wait. Maybe they went up the neighbor's driveway. I'm sitting at 120. We could give it a little oomph and get it there.
Ah.
So yeah, we have more beers to sample. It's a beer sampling kind of day. Although we need some water to rinse out these glasses.
I did some beer sampling last night after I got back from the competition. I just had a couple beers at the house there when I got in.
We went to Wicked Teutons and let the boys play some piano at the open mic, and so we did a flight.
Oh, okay.
Which I really like the concept of doing a flight. Doing a flight is very cool, man. Instead of one big pint, you could do like 6 little 4-ounce buggers. That's nice.
Right. How'd the beer taste?
It was good. So they got this coconut Hiwa porter. Yeah, in that order. Coconut Hiwa porter.
So no more weird taste like it was in the past?
No. Actually, no. That little weird aftertaste that we got.
We used to get,
Yeah, no. But the thing is, so, we didn't actually drink any of Wicked Teutons beers. They were all because they bring in other beers too.
Yeah, I knew that. Besides the brewing their own, they're a tap house. They host. I guess you could say hosting. That's the right word.
So we did what did we do we did one from Bastion Brewery. I'm trying to remember what it was. Oh, a Märzen beer.
Märzen, German beer.
Which I forget. Is Märzen beer because they brew it in March and drink it in October? Or they brew it in October and drink it in March? Well, he's drinking it in October, so it must be brew it in March and drink it in October. That's where the whole, because the Märzen...
Answered your own question.
Yes, I'm good at that, because I'm smart. I are smart. But anyway, so I had a Märzen beer and a Cool Sean lager, which I don't know if that's a style of lager or it's a name that they gave it, and it's just a lager.
You can use a little bit of water to rinse.
Oh, I got bottled water. You don't need to use beer water. It's a little tiny.
Well, one of those gallons is top off water. So.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. You could do it. But rinse out these glasses. Tell you what, go ahead, rinse those glasses. I'll be right back because we do have more beers to sample.
Just dawned on me.
All the LME is in the shade again?
No. Well, that too. I think I washed my mark off.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I don't see my mark. I'm going to have to probably stick your carboy next to mine.
I was going to say, we'll just put, because I'll be done first, and so we'll just put mine right next to yours and fill up like that. I've still got my mark on mine, so you can, and I have a Sharpie too.
Yeah, I'll put your mark on. I don't know why it washed off, because usually they don't wash off. Yeah. I'll Sharpie it, and then I'll put clear nail polish over it, and it protects it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but everything gives up after a while, man. I mean, you're marking glass. Glass is...
But it just dawned on me because I when I racked that last beer that was in there, I noted, I was like, oh, crap, my thing's rinsing off.
Okay, so, cool. Rinse your glass. I'll be right back again. And now it's time for nobody on the camera.
You can hear me.
That's right. Microphone still live.
All right, I'm coming back. Back into you. All right. See how he's doing. He's getting there.
Ooh, what have we got here?
Oh, that's right. I almost forgot about those guys.
Hang on to these guys. I'm at 140. I need to do some.
Yeah, I just checked yours to make sure you were good.
Yep. Yeah. So, give our faithful no viewers a rundown on that.
So I can't remember all the details of the beer, but this is some beer that the folks at our Brew Supply made, and they made a large batch, and they tried 2 different things when they bottled it. Mm-hmm. One of the batches they used dextrose, which is corn sugar.
Right, same thing that's going in my beer.
When they put it in the bottle, and then they transferred some wort in there, and then what happens in a nutshell is the yeast still in the wort will kind of come alive again in essence and eat that sugar that's in the bottle, in the bottled wort, and then it becomes it turns into beer. Well, actually, it already is beer, but it carbonates itself.
Right, it's to produce the CO2.
Yeah, it produces its own CO2 because a byproduct of the yeast chomping down on the sugars is to create alcohol and CO2.
That's right.
So
Yeast have a problem with flatulence.
this one, which is labeled DME, is they didn't add any dextrose. They're just using the dry malt extract.
Right.
It, you know, and they add I guess you dissolve some of that into the wort, and then you put it in your bottle, and then you.
Because it's still a sugar.
It's still a sugar.
It's
yeah.
still a sugar for the yeast.
Just malted. It's just malted barley.
So I do know the one thing that's supposed to thing is that the dextrose imparts very little anything, with the exception of CO2 and maybe a little more alcohol to the beer. It doesn't change the flavor. Whereas if you go with malt extracts as your bottling primer, if you're a bottler, they will change the flavor of the beer. And I don't know how much, but
because if you're using a dry malt extract, it's still based off of a barley. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's probably why it's
more grains.
Changing the flavor. Yeah. So we were given to these. They gave us these for fun to try them and see if we can tell the differences and all that stuff. So we'll do that here on the show.
Yeah. Exactly. That's the idea.
I think you said these have been
2 years old.
2 years. Yeah, they've aged them.
That's like wine stuff. That's wine tradition. 2 years.
Because I know a big part of brewing when you get really serious about it, especially if you're doing the all grains and you're just really trying to make a signature beer or whatever. I don't know if this would be signature or not, but just trying to make a real serious beer. Time is important. Time and patience is important. Letting something age appropriately. Yeah, we like to get our beer made and drink pretty quick, but sometimes you just got to let it sit for a while. So yeah, these have been sitting, aging, conditioning, bottle conditioning, I guess you could say, for 2 years. So I'm looking forward to see what we get here. What's that?
Well, with that statement, I will never be a master brewer.
So I'm curious to see what the differences in flavor are, because it's the same boil, same wort. Just when they bottled it, one has dextrose in it, the other one has dry malt extract in it. So.
And that's why we rinsed out the glasses.
Right.
So, which one do you want to do?
Here. Well, the lids are 2 different colors, so here I'll just do this and we'll grab whichever one comes out. You're not looking at it. Whatever that is.
Do you want me to not tell you?
No. Go ahead and say. What are we doing first? I was just trying to grab a random one first. That's all.
So we're gonna do the dry malt extract one first. You were gonna pour, because I don't know how you got good at it, but you are really good at doing these even pour things. Wait, give it back. Give it back.
Interesting smell, man.
Oh yeah. Yep, it's been in a barrel of bourbon for sure.
Oh wow, that is awesome. Okay, here we go.
So I have a couch inside.
Ooh.
Just saying.
This is coming out nice and dark and creamy. Oh, creamy is the right word for it, but it's.
Yeah, that does. You need a little more. Now I need a little more. Now you need a little more. I'm going to shut up now. You figure it out.
There you go.
But there's still some in the bottle.
Yeah.
I have absolutely zero intention of leaving any of this beer in a bottle.
Well, I wasn't going to leave it.
I know.
I would taste it and then top off.
All right.
So I'm not seeing a lot of bubbles, but I don't know if it's because my glass is kind of hazing out a little bit. Maybe it's not meant to be super bubbly. I don't know.
And of course, not all beers are. Yeah, that's
heavy, real thick beer. It has the slightest little bit of like a wine flavor to me. It's the slightest tiny little bit. It's probably from the barrel.
Well, yeah, the barrel's going to impart flavors to it for sure.
Woo! Well, that's heavy though. Yeah.
Well, it's a good thing this is a long broadcast.
This is a warmer.
You ain't going to put one of these down and drive home.
The one that's clear. You ain't driving
home. Yeah, that's for sure, man. Wow.
Yeah, that's heavy. I would probably be schmammered after like two of these 2 whole ones, man. I don't taste any alcohol, so I'm not catching like
No, it doesn't.
where it's like, oh, I can taste the alcohol. It's not the case, you know.
It does not have that strong alcohol flavor, which is really nice because I don't like those.
But I'm getting the warming feeling though.
Oh yeah, you got the warming feeling and
this was the dextrose you said?
that. No, this
DME.
is the DME.
That's the DME
that's the
version.
dry malt extract that was in this one.
Right. Is there a? Oh, that's just live chat.
Oh, stop. Well, don't stop.
But I can't stop anything. You want me to stop?
Don't stop anything. That's see. I'm the worst brewer on the planet, I swear.
Yeah, are you over temperature? Or?
Well, I'm not over temperature, but I have no idea how long I've been at 160 degrees.
Oh,
I'm just going to go ahead and turn that off.
I see. You probably just got there, man.
Yeah.
Give me forward.
Okay, so I started my timer, by the way, so
Okay.
rock and roll.
I'm going to go ahead and kick on the heat, and I have the aim plate.
Yes, you may. Yes, you may. Yeah, this is not a lawnmower beer at all.
Oh, no. This is like sit down by a fire beer, man. Get a fireplace and enjoy. Or have a steak.
Right, preferably at your house. Or at least someplace you don't have to drive. Yeah, that same thing happens to me.
I always get that poop.
I got a little mini explosion. I actually burnt some of my hairs.
Oh. You alright?
Yep, I'm fine. I are tough. I'm tougher than most.
I are too.
I are tough. So that's so it's got like a slightly sour taste to it.
Right. That's why I said wine, because it's
Tangy. I think
kinda
tangy
had a-
more than sour. Tangy.
like if I take a sip of wine, it kind of makes me a little bit, just that tannin. I think they call it a tannin in the wine world. So I don't know if it's the same thing with the beer. It doesn't taste like wine. That's not what I'm saying. But there's just a flavor on the top that kind of makes me not really pucker, but just reminds me of that little initial kind of wine flavor.
Well, no, it's got that little, yeah, it's like tangy.
Yeah.
It's not sour,
No, it's not sour. It just has like a little bite to it, but it's not even a bite.
It's not a bite, but it gives you that little kind of like twingy feeling in the back of your mouth.
Yeah. I can do some bubbles.
Oh yeah, it's carbonated just fine. And of course, not all beers are.
Not all beers are gonna be
the
like
same amount
active.
of
Yeah, they're not all gonna be active too.
I mean, all our beers are, but that's because we're lazy.
So, carbonate regularly, I'd say.
You do fine.
Yeah.
My carbonation schedule is just a freaking freak show.
Crap, it's 4 days. I forgot to turn it down. That happened to me once. I went 4 days one time, and the third day I was like, this is going to be a little foamy.
It's like, what are you doing down there? I'm pouring the foam. What do you mean the foam? The foam!
The foam.
You're not lying. This is a glass of foam. Give it 5 minutes. It'll be fine.
Yeah, a few beers ago I did that. I think I went 3 days with the gas too high. And I was like, oh no, this is going to be a fun one to stabilize later.
I do it every freaking beer.
Usually what I do if I forget to get that, I just turn the gas completely off and leave it off for 24 hours. And then let it absorb in, and then I'll put it back on with the lower pressure. Like one thing I've been doing a lot lately and it seems to be working is I'll do the 48 hours of high pressure, and then I'll take it down to like 10 and let that go the remainder of the 3, 4, 5 days, whatever the case might be, and then I bring it down to about between 5 and 7 psi, and like the last day or two I just let it sit like at that. And so when I go pour a beer, so far it's been almost like a perfect pour. It doesn't shoot out so fast like I used to do in my kegs and foam up.
What's up, dude?
So seems to be working.
Perfect. Yeah. Or 1 12-pack. Okay, 2. All right. Thank you. Love you. Bye. That was the beer delivery service.
Oh.
Also known as my wife. She's like, they didn't have it here, but they had it in cans over here. That's fine. When did cans? I mean, I don't need to ask that question because I know. I guess the real question is, why did cans suddenly become popular again?
I don't know. Yeah, it seemed like in the last 10 years, all of a sudden.
Just randomly.
Because I was in the House of Glass school. I'm like, oh, I'll never drink beer out of a can. That's for like nasty yellow fizzy beers and stuff. And and so I just had this kind of beer snob, like, oh, I only drink beer out of glass attitude, And so I tried an IPA out of a can one time. Yeah, let me clarify. Yeah, I meant like fancy beers. I would never try them out of a can.
Right.
Things like Coors Light and Budweisers and all that, they were meant to be in cans. So I never had a problem with that. But yeah, when I was seeing more and more craft beers in the can under cans, I was like, man, there's no way that's gonna taste good. So I tried one day and I was wrong, and now I'm like team can now, or it's more like team I don't care as long as it's good beer.
That's where I'm at. It's team I don't care. However you want to
honestly, I don't. But I have no problem going and buying a 12-pack of Red Hook, hoppy pack cans,
Well, a lot of them, that's how you find them anymore.
Yeah.
They're just in
Yeah,
cans.
yeah, exactly. A lot of the beers we used to drink back in the day before we really got heavy in the brewing. Back when we would take pictures of the bottles and stuff just to keep kind of a record.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of the times we were buying cans, and then now a lot of those beers that used to be bottles are not even bottles anymore. I can't tell you the last time I saw a Red Hook bottle.
That's true.
So it's easier to recycle too.
I like this beer.
Makes it easier to recycle.
Yeah, you just crush it up.
Yeah.
Nobody complains about cans. Everybody takes cans.
Right.
Glass is a pain for some things.
It is. Most of the glass I turn in is not even beer bottles. It's jars of like spaghetti sauce and stuff, that kind of thing. I do have a carboy I need to put in the glass recycle though.
So what happens when you break your carboy, Steve?
One little piece of carboy broke off. When I was cleaning it. It's
That's
weird. I
enough.
rolled it. It was like about 1.5 inches length. It was a 5-gallon carboy, and there's like a little raised area that goes around a couple of points around the circumference of the carboy. And I rolled it because I had solution in it, and I guess it just hit the tile right and pushed it in and crushed it. And about 1 inch long, maybe 1/8 of an inch thick or wide, just broken area, and the water started coming up. But that was the only thing that broke. So weird.
Yeah, well, at least it didn't shatter.
I know, exactly. I was so grateful that I was like, I guess the glass was, when it got molded or whatever they do, it was weak at that point. But I'm just glad, it didn't actually shatter.
Yeah, that would have sucked. So yeah, this is good. Definitely a sipper, which is weird because, it depends. Yeah. It depends. At the beginning of the night, I drink faster. At the end of that, wait, how's it usually go?
It used to be, you were drinking faster, and because you and my wife used to always call me Nurse Steve. You mess around with me, and then throughout the night we would switch places where you were a lot slower, and I was like pounding them down.
Right.
I think with me, I think I reached a point where it's like I'm not even tasting it anymore. I'm just drinking now.
That's when it's time to stop drinking.
Yeah,
too.
You're not enjoying it. You're not. Well, I guess you are enjoying it, but yeah, you're not getting the full experience of the beer. And I know for us, it's not about getting drunk. That's a fun side effect. We like the beer, So
well, yeah.
Well,
and that's why you always keep Coors Light on hand.
Like last night, I think I drank about 1.5 beers worth of beer out of my keg,
Mm-hmm.
And I like the fact that that's all I had to drink. I didn't have to worry about. I could probably a little more in the beer. Probably more like 2.5 beers.
You mean the beer you didn't bring over today?
Yes, that beer. Which will be more for me later. Well, I was going to bring a gallon of.
Fair enough.
I was going to bring a gallon of ESB and a gallon of B double IPA.
Oh man, that would have been good.
And then the ESB's on. I tested it today. I was like, yeah, this one's almost gone. We could probably float up. I even thought about just bringing the two carboys of ESB just to try to float that guy. So
it wouldn't have worked
because I need
keg of holding.
I know, right? You know what's ready to go in the keg?
What?
Resurrection Ale. It's ready to go in.
I love that stuff.
So I might do that tomorrow before work. So
I think I'm gonna make next brew day.
What's that?
I'm gonna make the smoky porter. I thought the smoky porter tasted good.
So
that was the one that you told me this does not taste like a homebrew.
Was it that one? Yeah.
That was a huge
That was that
compliment.
one beer. I was just like, man, this does not taste like home brew beer, you know?
It tastes like a cheap, commercially manufactured, low grade, no heart and soul. We don't care. Just give us your money product. Wow, that kind of took all the, kind of destroyed that compliment there. Let's back up.
And I was like, wow, never mind, man.
This tastes like a professional beer. Let's just stop right there.
So I want to do, I don't know if I want to do it next beer day. I might wait until the early part of November.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do a winter ale.
Well, you mentioned that.
Maybe, you know, I don't know if I should call it a Christmas ale, a winter ale, but I don't want to do. Maybe I'm conflating different kind of ales when I think of a winter ale. I want to do something that I can use raisins with. If they're in secondary, put some raisins in there.
Right, you just don't care what it is as long as you can throw raisins in it.
It's going to be kind of dark, you know, on the darker side. I tend it to be a little higher ABV. I want it to have a warming effect because it's a winter ale. It's supposed to make you feel warm, you know.
Okay.
Ow.
Even though that actually is the effect of your body temperature dropping.
Yes.
But
we can use the beer as a
because science.
It's science. So if there's anybody maybe not watching live right now, but if anybody watching the replay would like to throw a recommendation out.
You know what? Absolutely. Leave a comment. You know, we got a random comment.
Yeah, you told me that.
Like,
because what I'm going to do, real quick, we'll get to it. What I want to do is I'm going to look at different recipes and just kind of compare all these recipes that I found for like winter ales and stuff. And then I'm going to just kind of cherry pick the components that I like, that I understand would work together, and maybe kind of design a recipe borrowing from these other recipes kind of thing. That's the basic idea. So if there's any viewers live or, you know, post live watchers, please feel free to throw anything out there. If you have any,
comment.
If you know where to go, throw a comment.
Hit us up on Twitter.
What do they always say on YouTube? You know, comments below, and they always point.
Comments below. Comments below.
Comments below or whatever. You know.
Wait, lower. Right. Yeah, comments down there.
Way down there.
This is uncomfortable. I gotta lean back.
This is hard to breathe. This is one YouTuber I was watching. It was pretty funny what he says. He's like, yeah, you can just put your words on the doobly-doo down there.
The doobly-doo?
The doobly-doo. I was like, that's funny. That's funny the way the guy was saying it. I appreciated that, you know. So anyway, winter ale coming up in the next brew day or two, whenever that might be. Welcome to suggestions, feedback, whatever. Put your comments down below.
So next brew day is gonna be like the 16th, right?
Yeah, we gotta look at the calendar and just kind of ensure we're not.
Well, today's the 2nd.
Yeah, stepping on toes. So 16th will be the next brew day. So there shouldn't be anything going on that weekend as far as, unless something like, you know, weird comes up. Now the following weekend's a long weekend because it's going to be Columbus/Indigenous Peoples Day on Monday. So 10th.
That depends on where you are in the country too. You know what the problem with all those things are? I know you don't like to talk about controversial things, and I agree because most people are not mature enough to talk about controversial things. But this isn't horribly controversial. The problem with all of that stuff is there is so much, you know, just stick in your eye type stuff. It's like somebody proposed a non-parent day, right? We need to celebrate people who decided to not be parents. Why? I don't know, but they did. Or like single parent day. And they wanted to put it on top of Father's Day. It's like, why? Why did you choose that day? You know, why couldn't you choose the 3rd Sunday in August? Nothing happens then.
So, hold on, let me understand this. So they're trying to couple another holiday with Father's, or not really a holiday.
Oh, I don't know if it went anywhere.
An acknowledgement day to another.
It was some jerk down there.
Oh, I thought this like really happened. I'm like, what?
No, it really. Well, they tried it. They did. They actually tried, and I forget if it was single parent day or if it was non-parents day. But they proposed.
What is non-parent? Everybody not a parent?
Yeah, we're going to celebrate you because you're selfish and you only live for yourself. And when you're old, no one will take care of you. And you're going to end up in an old folks' home with a nurse who doesn't really like you and a state that's going to take everything from you, pour it into the coffers, and just waste it on stupid programs that you didn't care about. And then you're going to die and they're going to throw your body in the landfill. I'm big on families.
Okay. Let's not turn this into a political one, man.
I don't know. We're not.
I've already been on that road once, and
I know.
I'm
The
eating my,
difference is,
I'm
man.
eating my words, insert foot, kind of thing,
You
because
got-
I went off the deep end on
Yeah,
on
but
topic,
you had some emotional. You had some emotional. There is no emotion behind that. I was just being silly. But seriously, the problem is not. It's like, okay, so I don't care if we have a day to celebrate people who decide not to have children.
Right.
There are some
Whatever,
people
fine,
that
yeah.
there are some people that actually think that is a good thing. They think I don't agree with them, but they think that the planet is overpopulated. They think that we need to really curtail our breeding. Now I feel like
Well,
talking about humans
let me
cattle.
throw something in there. Are they targeting people that are choosing not to have children, or maybe people that can't have children?
Okay, so people that can't have children, that's a different story. This was definitely people who nobly choose to have children.
Okay, and that's why I was asking for
Who
clarification.
never have to wake up
Like,
in
it's
the
not-
middle
it's
of the
not the fault
night
of the
to a
person who
puking
can't.
child.
And a duty diaper, and
Who never have to tell their friend they can't brew because of marching band. And I'm not slamming you.
I was
I'm
about to
just
say,
saying
are you seriously?
I am not. But my
I was
point
going to
is
get them leave right now if that was the case.
what? Can't leave me. But you know my point. Children are a sacrifice. Being single is not. Think about it. When you're
Right.
single, you do whatever you want,
Oh.
whenever you want.
I know. I remember those days.
Stop it. Your daughters are beautiful.
Yes, they are, and I will always be there for them, like going to marching band.
I'm so glad that.
And
was
guess
on a
what band is
Saturday.
doing? Choir. So I'll be busy with choir.
Oh,
too.
really?
Yeah.
Don't leave me hanging. That is awesome, dude. She's singing choir.
Well, fifth grade version of choir.
Well, it's choir
So,
is
but-
choir, dude.
but-
You start
well,
young,
I
so
don't
you
think
get all
she'll be-
those skills.
Well, what I mean is, I don't think there's going to be any competition stuff anytime soon.
Well, there probably won't be competition, but there'll be concerts.
But if she sticks with it, which I think she will, she really enjoys singing. If she sticks with it, then there'll be competitions and concerts and performances in the future, of course.
No, that's fantastic. I mean, and choir is a completely different skill set than solo singing. There are a lot of your famous singers out there that couldn't cut it in a choir.
Oh,
It's like, Miss Swift, Miss
Choir,
Swift, Miss
choir.
Swift. What? Please be less loud. You're not the only soprano. There's 5 of you, and I don't want to hear Taylor Swift and her 4 backup singers. I want to hear the sopranos. And I'm not saying that Taylor Swift couldn't do it, but I'm just picking on a famous person, right?
oh, I got you.
It's like, seriously, there are some people that they could not function in a choir because it is a completely different. I just
imagine
need to
choir requires teamwork, and if you can't,
It does. It requires a lot of listening. It requires reducing your volume. You don't, when it says loud, it's loud is loud, but you need to make sure, if you're a soprano, for example, you need to make sure that we can still hear Betty on the left and Susan on the right.
Yeah, exactly. If you're trying to be a soloist in a choir, you're not. You're being an individual. It's not going to work.
Right. And the best choirs sound like one group. You can't hear. I mean, the big chord and all the tones and the timbres are all there, but you can't hear like the tenors and the basses and the sopranos and the altos sticking out in these different parts.
Right.
It's this one rich, complex, huge sound. My church's choir actually worked on that. That was one thing. So I'm not in my church's choir because I just don't have enough time, man.
Yeah, you
It's
told me
just-
that. You just got too much
it's just-
going on.
Get overburdened, which you just hurt. But I do know about choir singing.
I'm,
I
with
have
you.
a,
I'm just setting, get my timer ready.
Yep.
That kind of
I
stuff.
have a degree in music, in case you didn't know.
Oh, is that what that was?
That's true. Yeah, that 4 years that I spent driving down there every day,
Yeah, seriously.
90 miles one way. Yeah, I actually was doing something. But so that was one thing. When they first started, it was they have. I think our choir is about 7, maybe 10 people, which is 9 women and 1 dude, which is a real problem with America. Not enough men sing in America. Or if they do sing, it's like Dave Mustaine. Which, you got to admit, man, as much as you like Megadeth, that dude's voice is not exactly bel canto.
No.
And I know he had the whole throat cancer thing, so that's, fair enough. Point being, though, that ain't Pavarotti singing there.
I'm sure if you go to the operatic world, there's a lot of male singers, that don't sing like Dave Mustaine.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is that in just the average Joe Schmo, folks singing in whatever, singing in church, singing here,
Right.
guys don't sing as much as girls do. Girls seem to, it's like cool for girls to sing, but guys, it's like, no, I'm not singing. I don't sing.
I'll save it for afterwards.
Oh no!
No,
I'm just kidding.
really, I don't want to say this on camera. What I want to say, because
Oh.
it might really offend some people.
Oh no! No.
It's going to be funny, but it's going to be very
Yeah,
controversial.
no, we don't want to offend people. But anyhow, if you want to find out what Steve says, ask in the comments below. But no, it's just something I've noticed. More women are willing to sing, just sing, you know,
Right.
like in absolutely, amateur, just little choirs and things, than men are.
Got you. Yeah, I got you.
I think it's a societal
I'm just
thing.
being silly too.
Yeah. Oh no, I absolutely understand what you're saying. In any case, so our choir is mostly women, but when they first started, it was definitely 9 voices. Like
Okay.
I could hear all 9 of them.
Gotcha.
And now they've worked really hard on listening to each other and blending and stuff. And now our choir, they're actually really good.
That's good.
It is this one sound. It is a choir. It is not 9 voices. I think the most they ever have is 15. It's not a huge choir. We're not a huge church, But yeah, they just really, it's just this one sound. And that's like, wow, good job. I mean, it really is. It's really fantastic that the way that you blend it all and it's just one sound instead of all these different voices. Because that is one of the big things about singing in a choir.
Sure. You're supposed to be unified.
Exactly. And the nice thing is that they're small enough you can still understand the words. One of the problems with big choirs, and even some of the best, so like the Mormon Tabernacle Choir, which is considered one of the choirs in the world, right? When they all sing some song, you can't understand the words.
You're just like, what are they saying?
Yeah, it's like, I know the words of this song, but it's not what I'm hearing. And that's just the nature of choir music. That many voices.
Is it misheard lyrics?
No, not quite that bad. It's just that it gets mushy when your choir has 60 sopranos, 70 altos.
Oh, no, you're just like, I can't understand the difference. I can't tell the
55 tenors and 14 basses, because there's never enough basses. It's like, it just gets mushy. It's just like putting 15 guitars in a room. It's like, it's like, it kind of sounds amazing, but at the same time, the articulation goes away.
Yeah.
Because everybody is like, just
off a little bit.
10 microseconds, 1 microsecond, just enough that it just makes it mushy and you can't quite hear.
Yep, I get it.
Oh, you're going to hot steep. That's right. I forgot that.
Yeah,
you get up to temperature.
I'm probably about a minute or two in temperature, if anything.
Well, we're doing good. 744. That's what I got left.
Okay.
Still sitting at 150 degrees. I should actually probably turn my flame back on.
Yeah, I got my super low right now. Well, it looks like we might have missed Nate tonight, man. I guess he joins us a little bit later. Our one and only loyal viewer now. But yeah, no, you said actually earlier we got a comment, which was cool, and it was not Nate.
So,
said,
it was. You can look it up because it's on one of the other ones. But yeah, that's kind of cool. Garcia. The last name is Garcia. I know that much.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, someone who is not Nate, not someone I know, not someone
I know,
that you know, because those don't really count either.
Did I tell you about the guy that worked that came across our stuff just purely on accident?
No, you didn't.
So there's one of the guys I work with. He recently got into homebrewing.
Is his last name Garcia?
No. No, it's not him. He recently got into homebrewing, a few months ago or so, and so every time I go in there for something where he works, he'll talk to me or ask a question, whatever. We'll just kind of hee-haw for a minute about brewing. He's like, "Hey, man, I didn't know you were on YouTube." And I was just like, "Well, kind of, He's like, "Yeah, I was searching." He typed in a beer type he was looking for, and one of our broadcasts came up in his search results on YouTube because it was in the it was in one of the titles.
Sure.
You always put the title of the beer, the type of beer in there, and he's just like, "Yeah, man." He was like, "Yeah." He's a Filipino guy, man, so he kind of has that imagine a Filipino talk. He's like, yeah, man.
Yep, I know
Yeah.
how they talk.
I put the beer in there, and I saw this picture. I'm like, hey, I know that guy. And it was pretty cool, man. And he was like, I know that guy. And he's like, so that's you, huh? I was like, yeah. So my buddy and I do that. We broadcast our brew, every 2 weeks. We live broadcast it, and then what gets uploaded is just the finish. So.
Oh yeah, unedited, uncut, raw, just
most professional broadcast this
side of the Columbia River.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start my timers. Come on, get in there. Since I got my sacks in there, so.
You said it like that on purpose. Why you gotta push the family-friendly envelope,
Like
Steve?
what?
See, we're never gonna get children involved in this time-honored tradition if you keep scaring them away with your double entendres.
Well, based off my experience, children are bored to death with brewing. My children are bored with it. I try to talk brewing with them. They're just like, yeah, Dad, whatever.
Yeah, I know. My kids won't even drink beer.
And then that one time when we were watching that one guy, he had his kids there, and he was just trying to explain to him, and his daughter was just like, I don't care.
Leave me alone, Dad.
It's like, I have an iPad to deal with right now, okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
I
don't think children care about brewing, man. Maybe some might.
Wait a minute.
My daughter used to, like, they used to fight over who would pour me a beer. Now I ask them to pour a beer. They're like, no, Dad, get your own beer. It's like, God.
Guess who's here? Nathan.
Nathan made it. All right, man.
Constant loading screen of death.
Well, he was in Florida. Florida had the hurricane.
Oh, yeah, dude.
So,
can you hear us?
I'm actually surprised, man, that we're seeing you, dude. But I hope you're okay. Hope everybody's okay,
Oh, shoot, yeah. Are you okay?
So...
Yeah, that's a good.
Yeah, my in-laws are in Fort Myers and Cape Coral, and they got hit pretty hard. So, as you well know, man.
Yeah, man.
So the fact that he's actually able to get on is surprising to me.
Yeah, that's surprising. Well, hey, thanks for tuning in, Nathan. We were an hour late, so we just missed you. Because I sucked. Because I had to rack everything.
All right, here we go. Timer's on, man.
Timer's on?
Well,
all right. Hey, guess what else is on?
Almost on.
Beer's here. The beer's here.
The beer's
here. The beer delivery service has come through. What's up? Yeah, my best friend and my wife get together, and suddenly their collective age becomes 12.
All we brought are these.
You are awesome. Thank you so
That's
much.
Perfect, dude. Although, hey, Timoteo, can you put them in the upstairs fridge?
We
need
still have one more.
the other.
Yeah, we have the other big.
That's a sipper.
Oh, I give them to your.
No, these kiddo. These kiddo. Could you put those in the upstairs?
What's up, Wendy?
Want to say hi to the world? Say hi, world. Oh, stick
Hello,
your head
world.
on the
You
camera.
can go right across.
Other camera. Other camera.
Hello, world.
Computer camera.
Hello, world. We know that one too well, don't we?
Hello, world.
We are masters at writing "Hello, world."
I've definitely mastered it at this
Hello,
point.
world.
I've written that "Hello, world" program probably 1,000 times.
In that many languages?
Probably every language out there, every programming language makes you write it. Doesn't make you obviously. But
Yeah, but
it takes you through a Hello World program as your first program.
Yep. Which
And that all, yeah, that one. That all started with. Sorry, tangent. That all started with the. I think it was the first book that was ever published about the C programming language in like 1974. That was like their first example program by the creators of the C programming language.
Right. And just hello world. I
I
mean,
mean, it spread, man, for all the introductory stuff,
Well, and obviously when it was first out there, they didn't care. They could have said, pregnant hippo trout. Who cares?
Pregnant hippo trout?
Well, come on. Hippo trouts deserve to have children. It's a right.
I guess so. I guess so. All right, my sacks aren't submerging very well this time.
It's because there's two of them.
So yeah, hey Nathan, I got a double sack this time. So bring on the fun. Bring on the comments.
Bring him on! Bring him on! I don't know how well he's doing though.
Yeah, I know.
It's
right?
just the one comment.
Sounds like he's having trouble, man.
And it says we've only got one viewer, so he might not. He might have made it in, but then just couldn't hang. Which that happens.
Well, if you can
man.
still hear us, man, we hope you're doing okay.
Yep, hang in there, buddy.
We hope the weather didn't, cause problems for you and your family and all that kind of stuff, man. So, let me grab that for you.
Yep.
Actually, my wife's family, they were affected by it, but not in the devastating way.
Put this over on your table because I've got like 57 seconds left. So, in a minute here, we're going to be
some of the like before and after pictures of the beach.
Oh, yeah,
and stuff
I've
where
seen 'em.
Brandy's family is from, where Susan's at. It's just like, oh man, things that were buildings are just gone. Gone. Completely.
sure, just not right now because we make water fun.
Did you say we make water fun?
Well, that's what it says. Look,
Oh, okay.
we make water fun right there.
Sure. Put it in the fridge?
Yeah, because we're drinking this other one that we
Okay.
got from Ben and Trevor.
Alrighty then.
Which is pretty amazing.
I'll send Jaime to help.
Oh, you know what's interesting?
I have to tell you, our
This one smells like a Newcastle.
Oh, really?
It just smells like it, like the Newcastle we just drank out of the bottle.
Huh. That is interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead and
A
kill
little more
that.
bubbly.
Go get the water bin, please.
So, I think we built our stage in a high traffic area.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, this one's a lot foamier.
Yeah, this one's very stouty.
And they did say it's the same thing, right?
Yeah, unless I misunderstood them, I thought it was the same wort.
They
They just when they bought, because they did like either a 10 or 20 gallon batch, and so they
yeah,
they
it was
split
the
the
same,
batch
and
and
then
then-
they just changed what they used
for bottling primer, yeah. So yeah, we're comparing some beers that the guys at our brew supply made, and they gave us a bottle of each type. And what they did was they brewed like a 10 or 15 or maybe 20, I forget what he said. A lot of beer. They brewed a lot of beer. And
Yeah, it was a big batch.
before they bottled it, they split the batch up, and they added some. One of them is this dextrose. They added dextrose to the beer, and then they bottled it, and it sat for like 2 years. And the other one, instead of dextrose, they used dry malt extract. And so, as a kind of a fun challenge, when we bought our supplies for today's brew day, Trevor, our friend Trevor, was like, "Hey, check these out. Here's one of each." He labeled them for us. He's like, "Try them, and let me know what you think, and if you can see if you can taste the difference and all that." So that's what we're doing right now. We're having fun with that.
That first one was good, man.
Yeah.
That was really good. I mean, yeah, that is definitely like a 1 pint, maybe.
Oh, it
2
was strong,
pints.
yeah. Now this
That
one,
beer?
smelling it, it makes me think of the Newcastle that we were smelling out of the actual bottle, not the homebrew that you did.
You're just
And
making
I-
me feel worse and worse.
Well, no,
about
I don't mean
Clover.
it's weird. It started to sound weird. Just that's what the first, first thing I got when I took a sniff. Like it smelled like Newcastle, but now I'm smelling the oak barrel, like the bourbon barrel kind of thing. Pretty good.
You're right. This does smell like the Newcastle out of the bottle.
No, I'm actually liking this one better.
Well, there's a little more alcohol coming off this one. A little more.
This one seems to have a little more character to it, in my opinion. And that's probably because it's with dry malt instead of Isn't the DME one?
Mm-mm.
Are you sure?
Positive.
No. Okay, well, then I guess the dextrose one is better because, to me, in
Okay.
my opinion, because it just seems to have a little more a cleaner finish and.
Well, see, now that makes absolute sense. Because the dextrose really isn't supposed to impact flavor, mouthfeel, all that very much. All it should really do is allow for the carbonation and maybe
Do
just a
its thing.
smidge more alcohol.
Yeah. So I like this one better than the other one as far as what I'm getting from the flavor and the mouthfeel to me.
This one is lighter. Is that what you're thinking? It's like a little lighter.
Yeah, and that makes sense to me.
The other
because
one was
because if
more-
this is the dextrose one, that makes sense. The DME one, it makes more sense to me that it would add more heaviness to it because it's DME. What's he saying?
He says, "I see 2 sacks. Wish I could hear why your sack has multiplied.
Quick down and dirty. The recipe I'm doing
You
is.
can't hear.
Oh, you can't hear at all.
Yeah, that's the point. You
Oh,
can't hear.
gotcha. Okay. I thought he missed like.
However,
We can type it in for
yeah,
you.
I can type it.
So here's the name of it. If you want to tell him the name.
Actually, here, why don't you type it while I actually get my malts going, like get my boil going?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah, because. There we go.
Okay, so yeah, he's saying it's messed up their self-service.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, it's not surprising. It is not surprising at all.
Okay, so
Whew, that stuff just disappears. Like that dissolves as fast as you can pour it. Okay, so there goes one thing of rice. One pound of dextrose. Do you still have my knife over there? Yeah, you do. You're good. Keep typing.
oh yeah.
Type away, my good sir. Type away. This stuff is going to be a lot similar. Just gone. Instant
Right.
dissolve. Alright, now we need some LME. This is the part where it could get sticky. Pilsen liquid.
Okay. So yeah, he has no audio, but I guess self-service is really crap. Where Susan is, they're saying, Fort Myers, Cape Coral area, where they're saying is, I guess they might have power restored as soon as the 9th of October. So, that's shitty. Nope, rated G now, or PG, I mean.
That's alright.
Because yeah, it got hit pretty bad, in her area. So.
Yeah, that was.
So thankfully they weren't flooded out. They've been out of power, but they have a generator, but they can't get gasoline enough for the generator.
Right. So. Yeah, that's just harsh, man.
Yeah. Ned was saying one of his best friends in Cape Coral. So the house is okay, but car and fence and roof, yeah, a lot of damage. So
Lost the car.
oh,
fence
and
and
probably
the roof?
flooding and damage. Yeah. So
you hand me the ladle?
Mm-hmm. Ladle, ladle, ladle.
Oh, give me just a second here.
Maintaining good temp. And yeah, I still have 17 minutes up on my steep. So I was reading through some stuff, and it's like depending on who you talk to, what we do here with the steeping, some people call them mini mashes, and some people don't. I don't know if a mini mash is the same thing as a partial mash, because partial mashing is like truly what it is. Partial mashing, like if you read a mashing process, if you do all grain brewing.
Right.
This,
No,
I think what they call it mini mash more than anything.
I think
Because we're essentially mashing these grains because the
Right.
temperature is controlled at about 100, we'll just say 105 degrees. It steeps in warm water for X amount of time. Same thing that's happening in mashing.
It's exactly
You
the
know,
same process.
We're just
You're right.
not mashing our malts. You know what I mean?
Right. You're exactly right. It's the grains in water at a set temperature for a set amount of time.
Sounds like a mash to me.
Right.
But some people argue this isn't mashing though. But it's like, yeah, maybe it's not mashing in the all grain sense, but it's definitely related. So.
Well, I remember when we first started going, the first time we went to Northwest Brewers Supply, I said partial mash, and Ben and Trevor had a different idea when I said that.
Well, I don't quite think this is
I said, no, we're extract guys. They're like, oh, you're extract brewers. I like to say that. So that's
right.
So now mini mash is a term that I've not heard.
So I think this is what best describes mini mashing. I think partial mashing best describes we take some of the grains you would do in an all grain and you mash them like this, and then you fill it in with like a malt extract. But which seems like what we do anyway, but I guess maybe not as much of a malt extract. I don't know. Or like you'd fill it in with maybe dry malt or something. I don't know.
You're talking about partial mashing? Wait, I lost the
actual partial mashing to where I believe the difference with partial mashing is part of that partial mash, not to sound redundant, is actually extracting starches and sugars and stuff. Whereas this isn't really extracting starches and sugars in the conventional sense. This is imparting color and some flavor in that mini mash. But there's still a mashing process going on. And I think that's why they call this a mini mash.
I mean, that makes sense. The one thing I've never quite understood is if all grain guys do this steeping part. I don't think they do. I think they put everything into the initial thing. Whatever that is. Can I have the ladle back? How did I get sticky? I was so careful. I don't even see what Nathan's saying.
He's actually not saying anything right now. I think he's having a hard time because he can't really hear us.
Yeah.
I can't type everything we're saying,
Yeah, just tell him. I mean, tell him thank you. We really appreciate that he's a loyal viewer, but geez, man.
Yeah.
Go do something that's fun. Don't frustrate yourself watching a video that you can't hear type deal. I mean, I don't think. Yeah, don't do that.
What's up?
Frustrate yourself
Oh,
watching a video
no,
that you can't hear.
We just say appreciate watching.
I was going to say for Nathan. It's like, don't do that, man. Just thank you very much. Appreciate it. Give it a like, whatever. Share it out. Because we don't do a lot of slapstick on this show. I mean, we do, but usually it's really frustrating and not fun. Because our version of slapstick comes close to ruining beers.
Potentially.
Look, boil over. Oh, look, that hose exploded. Look, there's all that hard iron-filled water. Where'd that go? Right near wort.
Right in the wort.
I am not happy. All right, so this was actually 1.5 pounds of honey.
1.5 pounds.
24 ounces. That's 1.5 pounds, right? 16 plus 8. Yep, 24 1.5 pounds.
16 plus 8, yeah, that would be 1.5 pounds.
Just 24 ounces, 16. Yep. 1 pound, 8 ounces. It was supposed to be a pound, but
All right, we'll see what happens.
I don't think it's really going to make that big a difference.
Maybe not.
I mean, we didn't know what it was going to do in the first place. So
True statement.
here's the ladle back.
Ladle. I have to
I need
rinse
some
this
more of
guy
this
out.
delicious beer.
We got quite a delay on this one, man.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's showing me just kind of sitting there staring at.
I noticed. Yeah, it's showing you entering the text.
All right.
Yeah, that's the way it goes. So this still tastes the same.
Yeah.
We still got that tangy thing going. It's definitely heavy. I mean, not heavy, but like strong. I'm glad we only took 2 bottles.
Right.
All right. Oh, one more thing.
Oh yeah. Man, I've got a freaking ideal temperature. I don't think I've ever been that good about keeping it right in the middle.
It's actually not ideal. Your thermometer broke.
You know, that would be my freaking luck too, man.
I'm sorry. I could not have
Been
even
like,
said
yeah,
that.
no, you've been way over temp for the last 10 minutes, but your thermometer stopped at 166 or
It just went
156. It's like I'm done. So
All right. Flame on! Going for boil.
going for boil.
Go for
Man,
the boil.
Man.
But first,
Here.
we're going to wash our hands.
Oh, never mind. I'll hang on just.
So now it's time for Steve Alone.
Leave alone again.
Usually it's Jamey Alone. That's kind of amusing.
I know, right?
All right. No more sticky hands.
Nice.
Wow, look at that chat. We've never had so much chat.
Yeah. Wait.
It's really unfortunate that it's all us and Nathan.
Very rarely we've never actually put anything in there,
Why would you? You talk.
Yeah, I know. We talked.
Unless, of course, your viewer from Florida can't get any audio.
Yeah. Because his cell service is probably just on the fritz. I'm surprised. If he said where he was at, I can't quite remember what city he said he was in. He may not have even said. He might have said region, but I mean, pretty much everything south of Tampa seemed to be safe, but north of Tampa just got hit so hard with that hurricane. So
Let's go ahead and switch over to the pot cam.
pot cam, all right. Yeah, I think Nathan might be having more problems because he hasn't said anything in a while. Service probably popped out on him. So you can talk if you want after you get the pot cams up.
Let me set up pot cam. Go pot cam.
Not to be associated with cannabis.
At least not today.
Today.
Or ever. You're right. I'm.
I was like, something I don't know about, man. Something new.
No, not really, man. This is, that's never been my thing.
No, that's fine.
I'm a beer guy.
I'll never judge you on that one.
I know. I'm actually letting anyone who might be. There. Now we're on pot cam, and we still haven't. The monitoring still hasn't gone to it.
Yeah, it's I don't know. There's like a huge delay in this one. Like it's just now showing you stand up on that part. Looks like you're grabbing the camera or whatever. Looks funny. You're just on there, face all in the camera.
That's the way it is, you know. Someday we'll have a production crew. It could just be one person to press the button.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's what a lot of those guys do. Or actually, the guys, a lot of those content creators, they just have one Bubba in the background there, handling all the little hardware things, and
Wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, buddy,
furry
highly
friend, whatever,
intelligent dog. Doesn't matter.
Highly intelligent dog.
You train your dog, you just say, so you just go, hey, and the dog just goes,
You have a little clicker.
yeah, that's it.
The dog, based off the pattern you click, the dog knows what to do. It's like dolphins retrieving bombs and mines out of the ocean.
Yeah.
That's terrible. I shouldn't say that. That was a thing. Remember that being in the news? It was
Yeah.
a big thing. Trying to, the military was, I don't know, experimental what they were trying to do, but experiment with sea creatures retrieving weapons.
Yeah, the marine mammal program.
Yeah.
I remember all that.
Hearing about it now, I mean, I think that goes back to like the 80s almost, man, honestly. But thinking about it now, and it just makes me feel like, it's kind of sci-fi-ish sounding now, more than anything.
It does. It sounds sci-fi, but
Okay, well, I will fly solo Steve again. Here we go. Oh, I'm down to about 5 minutes on my seat, so.
what you doing Friday?
Well, that's the homecoming game.
Already?
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I didn't know about it till yesterday. I was like, oh, really? This next Friday's homecoming? Wow, what's up, man?
What you doing after the homecoming game on Friday?
Well, I think I'm going to not game Friday. You realize that game's going to be over probably like 10 though.
What you doing around 1 in the morning on Friday? Which would be Saturday.
That'd be Saturday. Nothing. Why?
I don't work Saturday. I work Monday through Friday next week. Right?
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah. The homecoming game's Friday. I didn't realize it was that soon either. I didn't know till we were driving home last night.
Feels like the first game just happened.
Well, that was the first home game.
Oh.
Because remember, they have games. The first 3 games were not even at home though; they were outside. The band only plays during the home games. So the last few games, I went to the first game, and then I'm willing to go to the homecoming game. It's up in arms. I'm not 100% committed to it, but I
think you should go.
I think I should too.
Okay, so pretty much scratch music. I mean, if you're not going to get out of the game,
I know I hate to say that for now, but yeah, probably music. We could probably resume practicing again after this weekend. You know what I mean?
But you could come over for beers.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, if you want to come over at 10 o'clock, who cares?
Okay, I mean, I can do that.
Or I can go to your place, whatever.
No, I don't mind coming over. Reason I say 10 is just because the game starts at 7, and it's not as long as an NFL game, obviously, but
right.
By the time you get out of there,
Still an hour.
It's between like 9:30 and 10.
An hour. It's 4 15-minute quarters.
Mm-hmm.
Nice thing about football, they don't stop the clock.
No, in high school football, it goes pretty quick, So it wasn't that bad. The first game I went to, the first home game. So, but that's the plan this weekend. It's just, this first part of fall is just so booked up with activities with her, and it's fine. That's what she does, I'm her
Yeah.
dad. It's my job is to be there for her, you know.
Yeah, you absolutely need to be there. I would actually.
Just like when Bailey starts doing choir performances, you know, I'm going to be there, you know.
Yep.
I've I've missed a lot of things in the past. I missed a lot of firsts because of my active duty time, you know. And so I can't make up for those, but I can be there now, you know, kind of thing.
Right.
And so that's why it's important to me to be there to some of those firsts, you know.
Sure.
You know, like I said, it doesn't mean I need to go to every single football game, which I have not. You know, I need, you know, this weekend. Yesterday was the very first band competition. So, am I going to go to every single competition? Not likely, you know.
Yeah.
But I at least want to go to enough of them to, you know, so my children know that I'm there for them. And I understand, you know, and that I support their activities. You know, don't mean to make this all weird, but
I actually do love you, child. Now go away. I'm busy doing something that doesn't involve you.
so yeah, next weekend, yeah, or at least Friday is kind of shot because I got, or not shot, I should say booked because I got the homecoming. But after the game, then sure, I'll be all about drinking beer.
Yeah, man. Just a couple.
We can, if you want to try to do music, we can do music Saturday if you're not busy.
Nope, I'm not busy.
Because I know we haven't done music in a while, so
Quite a while.
it's important that we do that.
Although on the 15th, they're having an open mic. So you're supposed to be one of the voices in Drink 'Em All, but how do you feel about live performing? Like honestly, like is that something you're like, no,
No, I've done live performances before.
Singing?
Not singing. No, I play guitar on stage.
I just think
So,
I think it would be really fun to go down to Wicked Teuton and do Drink 'Em All. In fact, I think I could get Drink 'Em All, and I could also get the best beer song, the one that's
well, you're just gonna have to
the
play a
country
sample
ball.
of all the background stuff. We're just gonna sing it,
Oh yeah, that's it. It
or
would
you
work.
probably play guitar while we're playing.
Yeah, just play guitar and stuff. I mean, if you want to play bass, you can play bass. It's B flat, E flat, F. That's it.
That's it, huh?
Yeah, and this isn't one of those songs where like the bass line is critical. You know what I mean? I mean, I played a specific bass line because I wanted it to sound a certain way when I put the tracks down. Something just went off.
That's my sound. All right, so what I'm gonna do is move my sax. Oh God, it's heavy too.
Let's rearrange pot cams so we can see both pots. That's right. Pot cam can do two pots at once. Kind of. Yeah, I might have to move this. This is another thing this is all right. Trust us, folks. We're okay. We're getting this. Maybe I need to. Nope, can't go up anymore. I'm gonna move back a little and over. There we go. Two pots at once. Pot cam. You know, if the Eagles had wrote that song, that would have been enough for them to sue us and make us take this down.
I know, right?
Oh, Rick Beato, he is not a fan of them anymore. Really?
No.
Okay, for one thing, nobody can see you doing this
No,
ridiculousness.
I'm working out.
That's nobody can see you curling your sack.
There's two of them.
There's two of them.
Yeah, I know. Rick Beato is not happy about. He keeps getting these notices and crap. It's like it was 8 seconds.
It's really problematic because I guess just some really hard thinking needs to go into that whole thing. Because on the one hand, if you don't pay musicians for what they do, then all you're going to ever get is garage bands and community orchestras. Which I'm not saying that garage bands and community orchestras are bad.
No, it's a starting point.
But they're not nearly as good as Megadeth or the Seattle Symphony.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Sure. No,
I mean, they're not that good, you know? Unless you're ZZ Top, which apparently they are the biggest garage band ever.
Program.
No. Well, maybe because you can at least understand ZZ Top's words.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't understand Eddie Vedder anymore.
I never could.
You know, it's like, wait, what did he say?
It's like, dude, were you a Marine? Because that's how Marines talk.
Yeah.
You gonna kill your flame for adding your stuff?
guess
I would.
could.
Because you've had scorched malts in the past.
Yeah. I'll kill the flame. All right. Personal challenge.
No stickiness?
No sticky.
I don't think you're gonna make it.
Probably right.
By the way, I'm here for you if you need me to like hold a canister or stir, hold a spoon, anything you need. Or I can just sit here and look at my
I need
pot.
a beer.
You need
Totally need a beer.
Oh, dude. All right.
I mean, just saying.
No, man. Let me clean up all these snifters. Go with the moose drools? You go
Yeah,
with the
man,
moose
let's
drool?
do it.
Moose drool from. What the heck is that? What is that?
Oh, I thought it was empty.
Make it empty.
Turn around.
I mean, don't waste it. Hold it in your mouth for a bit and savor it, because that's the Ben and Trevor beer.
That was good.
By the way, Ben, Trevor, if you have made it to this point, that was good stuff, man. That
Yeah,
was definitely good
The
stuff.
dextrose version, that's the one we like, man.
But there's no point in looking at the camera, dude, because
It's over there. Yeah. But you can hear us, right?
The microphone is still picking up. Yeah. All right, got our normal glasses back.
All right.
Doing full pints again instead of whatever we've been doing today. Actually, we're still doing 12 ounces. They're just poured into
That's
pint
fine.
glasses.
It'll be fine.
One moose drool for my buddy Steve.
Moose drool. Kind of like death drool. That's our band, by the way.
Pretty much the most awesome metal band to come across. What kind of core are we? We're a core band. We're one of those
One of
cores.
those core bands.
Like, I guess we're beer core, right? Is that what we're going to be?
Might as well be beer core.
Beer core.
Because that seems to be the theme of most of our music, you know?
Most. And by most, you mean all.
But is Ruby Chose the Monster not a Death Drool song? Or?
No, that'll be Death Drool. That'll definitely be Death Drool. I mean,
That's what I mean. Is it's like that's not a beer song. So
Yeah, and so
no,
is
if you don't want that Death Drool, I get that. That's your song, you know.
No, man, but Death Drool, that works, man. Let's not make Death Drool a beer band. Let's make it a real band. Most awesome band this
side of the Columbia River. Death Drool is the official house band for the Northwest Brewmeisters. Yeah, that's it.
They're amazing. Oh, snap.
Ah!
We are boiling.
But you didn't boil over.
Yeah, that's
good. That's good.
Okay, so that was close. That's
because we've been drinking and
chatting.
obviously the beers that they gave us to try are strong.
Oh, geez, no kidding, dude. Man, it's a good thing you're going to be here another 2 hours or so.
I know, right? Yeah, we'll have to give them some good feedback when we go back to get supplies in the next couple weeks.
Do I have flame? I don't think I have any flame with that. I think the flame went out.
Lay 'em out. That must have been hot.
Yeah.
You think?
A little warm.
I know some guys before they put their malts in, they'll bring their beer up to a boil, stop the boil, put the malts in, and then bring it back up to a boil, and start the timer. I noticed we tend to put our malts in after steeping. And I think the guys that do that are just trying to ensure that they dissolve better, you know. Because if it's almost at a boil, it's obviously a hotter volume of liquid, so it's gonna dissolve differently.
Yeah.
That's why I'm starting this a lot this time. Just to ensure these, when I'm putting three tubs in there, just to ensure these guys are all dissolved nicely. I didn't feel anything on the bottom like a scorching thing, you know.
Yeah.
Because I noticed in the past when I've scorched my malts, I can feel it on the bottom.
Yeah, you can feel it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, there it is.
Like, yeah, I'm just flaking off scorched malts now. You know?
All right. I'm gonna get this bugger under control. All right, go grab some Willamette hops. Be right back.
Okay.
Brief moment of almost irritation.
Uh-oh. What happened? Or not.
Open up the package. I see all your hops, East Kent Goldings, and a CTZ. And well, looks like CTZ. Anyways, look at mine. It says
My hops are Columbus.
Okay. Are you sure?
Mm-hmm. East Kent and Columbus.
Okay, that must be what CTZ stands for, Columbus.
Okay. What do you have there?
Well, on this side it said Yakima Chief, which made me really nervous. It's like, where are my hops? And then it flipped over. And it's like, there we go. Willamette. That's better. Oh, that's still way violent.
Yeah, your boil is like all over the place.
Well, part of it's because I'm not.
Is this recycle bin a legit recycle bin?
No, we don't have any recycling out here. We have a recycle bin inside that we use.
Where do you want these?
Right on the ground. Yeah, literally. Perfect, man. I will come.
Guess what? Guess what?
What?
No sticky, no sticky.
Let me grab something. I can fix that.
I don't know how I accomplish that because usually I get sticky pouring those malt extracts in there.
No, you're not the only one, man. I got sticky today.
All right. I need this there.
Anything else?
Actually, I exaggerated. I got slightly sticky.
Ha ha! See.
There she is.
All right, and there we go. Willamette number 1.
Wait a minute.
You can be down here.
What happened there?
That is not quite textbook. It's like unedited textbook. What happened
That's
where?
annoying. Did I spill
Uh.
beer? Or was it the
I don't know.
or did the
Just throw more stuff on the ground, why don't you?
I know, Roy. Did I spill beer or did I? Probably from the ladle.
That's what it's probably from.
Running off the ladle, yeah.
I don't know. That looks acceptable to me.
Here's a grunt for you.
Oh, a grunt. This is not a grunt. This is like a commander. This is like a 5,000 point unit. I don't know what it does. It like has the god wrath. You got to roll like perfect double sixes with advantage.
With advantage.
I don't even know how the rules are for Warhammer 40K, so I can't even make up a good scenario.
Well, you were correct about the 6-sided die. I believe everything's 6-sided dice in that game. At least the standard 40K rules.
But there's so many of them.
Like, yeah,
we watched that one video. This guy had like 14 6-sided dice. He rolls all at once. It's like,
well, that's because he had that many units and he was saving time because he happened to have enough dice. So that's all it was. One die, represented a roll for like one unit. And so he was just trying to save time instead of going 14 different rolls, right? So, but you're right. Yeah, it is a lot of dice sometimes. You're like, hey, I got 32 units on the table. They're all attacking at the same time. Let me get a bucket.
A bucket. That's exactly what I was thinking.
All right. Hit. Miss, hit. Oh my goodness, Since we're on pot cam, I'm going to step off for a minute too.
Nice thing about pot cam, folks, we can be like poorly behaved. You don't know what we're doing out here.
No.
I mean, we're just praying and, that sort of stuff. Works.
Would you like me to flip your
Yeah, that should probably roll.
roll if you
Although, to be honest, the disinfecting properties, they only last about 15 minutes. Did you know that?
Yeah, we were talking about that.
I read up on that.
It's not really gonna matter if it sits there for like 2 hours,
Yeah, it's like 15 minutes because bleach breaks down.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Trevor. We're still using bleach. If
Just
you're
in the
watching
glass.
this far.
Just in the glass.
Just in the glass.
But we're talking to you the other day, excuse me. We used to use Star Sand, and I'm considering using it again. I might just use bleach in the carboys still, just because it seems more controlled than carboys. And then maybe not. I don't know, dude. But maybe get in a bin for like the.
I know one of the reasons we moved away from Star Sand is we felt like it put a flavor in the beer.
Because they say you're not supposed to rinse it, right?
Well, they say you don't have to rinse it.
Well, maybe in the future, if we use Star Sand, let's rinse it then.
Yeah, let's just rinse. I mean, because
yeah.
I will tell you this, that was, So whether Trevor's listening or not, for those who don't know Trevor, that, the guy he was pretty impassioned about that.
Yeah, no, he was serious about how
I
he
mean,
felt about that. Yeah.
Not so much the bleach, but just the whole process of like, man, you're making lousy beer.
Right. It's
You
like
know?
you're investing all this time and money into something that could be amazing, but you're screwing it up because you're not doing certain things
And of
right.
course, we were talking about the whole buying everything online.
And he wasn't
thing.
saying it to us. He was just talking about that generally.
Yeah, he's talking. Yes,
it's
because we make amazing beer. All our beers are fantastic.
So when he was talking about that,
Except for those that we
I understood what he was saying. I understood why he was saying things the way he was saying it. He takes it very seriously. He thinks if you're gonna invest the money and time to do this, do it right.
No, it's actually no lie, man. It was kind of fun to watch.
No, it was. It was.
I mean, it's like, oh yeah, man, this guy, this is cool.
I agree with what he was saying. And especially when you get to the all grain stages where it's like, yeah, you got quite a few $100s, $1,000 worth of equipment probably.
And
you're just using it minimally,
or because you bought the wrong equipment,
right,
for what you do, Now you get to spend another $400 buying the right equipment.
Yeah.
There we go. Now we're at textbook.
Yes. Yeah, that's good.
It's nice and rolling.
It's not like he was talking exactly that. It's just like, yeah, you might have to drop a couple of dollars, on your upfront cost, but in the end, you're going to save money because you already have the correct stuff. I'm going to make sure you get the correct stuff so you don't have to go buy. Is Nathan back?
Well, he said, hot cam, woohoo! Redhead on the left, emo on the right. I don't know if he can hear, so I'm going to. This is a family broadcast. Sir? Exclamation point.
That's kind of having a little. I don't know if you can hear us yet. Nathan, can you hear us now, or is it still shoddy?
It's still going to take 3 minutes.
Yeah, I know, right?
I mean, the lag is incredible. No, wait. That's the wrong thing.
That's like real time, but that's definitely
this is what the people are seeing.
Yeah.
And of course, what's crazy though, is if you pull this up on your phone, it'll be different. That's what my iPad is catching. That's how long it takes to get to my iPad.
Right.
It could be faster getting to the laptop. In fact, back when I was streaming a lot of my music stuff, I noticed that depending on which device I was monitoring on, it changed the amount of lag that was in. On the same Wi-Fi signal, right? Because we're running off the same Wi-Fi.
Sure.
It's one Wi-Fi channel in here, but
yeah, but your Wi-Fi router is like a monster, man. So
I did, there's no lie.
And I don't mean that like in a negative sense. I mean, you got one that should be able to handle lots of connectivity.
Well, it can. I mean, and it's so it does really well. I mean, if you ask any professional streamer, they would never stream via Wi-Fi. They
no, it'll all be direct, yeah.
And thanks to you, I have enough Cat 5 cable to do it. We could actually go out on the lower property and still hardwire it.
Oh, you're the one who took my 80-foot cable. Okay.
You gave it to me.
Well, I didn't mean like you snagged it from me, but like,
were you wondering where it went?
I kept trying to remember. I was like, I knew I had a lot of cable, and I thought that. I was like, did Jamey borrow that, or did I give it to him, or did someone else? I couldn't remember.
If you need it,
no,
I do
not need it. You, it's yours. Keep it. It is not mine anymore. It is yours. I just was thinking about the other day, talking to Brandy or somebody. I was like, yeah, I used to have a bunch of cable, and I was like, maybe somebody borrowed it. I can't remember.
The reality, if we ever do get the Brudio set up, why are you laughing at me? That's a great term.
I'm laughing at you.
You're laughing at me. It's okay.
I'm laughing at the way you inflected your voice. You're like, the Brudio.
Oh, come on. It's horrible.
Brudio. Brudio. Yeah, join us at brudio.com/Northwest Brewmeister.
Here we are in the Brudio.
Oh, the brewers out there going to be like, oh.
So, in any case, I lost my train of thought. It's gone. I don't know what it was. Oh, we're talking about Cat 5.
Somebody's buzzing.
No.
Cat 5.
What?
Cat 5.
Cat 5? Yeah, I know. So if we were to like do this on a next level, where we truly were the most professional broadcast this side of the Columbia, we would hardwire in.
Oh yeah.
You know, because Wi-Fi is unreliable. You know,
Well, we'd have a high definition camera, lighting, hard wiring. I mean, it'd be
all that cool stuff.
It'd be a little different.
Lapel mics.
Oh yeah, a little lapel mic.
Collared shirts and ties.
No.
Okay, thank you.
No.
I'm glad we didn't go that far.
Lapel mics or just if anything, some lighting and soft lighting and stuff, just to kind of bring the best out of the imagery on it. But the camera would be a big deal too.
Camera's a big deal. Lighting is a lot. Like this camera, believe it or not, with good lighting, this camera will do great. The this pot cam, and this bugger's old. This thing is like 17 years old.
It's not even high definition, is it?
No, it's not. It's my daddy bought it for me. You know why? He really, really, really wanted to FaceTime. It's weird.
Oh, this goes back quite a ways, huh?
Because one of his friends, one of my father's friends, would do this FaceTime with his daughter, and my dad thought that was amazing.
Okay.
And I was like, Dad, I'm good with the phone. I'll call you. I put the headset on. I wander around. I wash dishes. I do this. I do that. It's fine. He's like, come on, Joe. I'm like,
get with the times.
It's like, no, man. I like the phone. I don't want to be tied to my computer. I can't go anywhere. I just got to sit in one room and stare.
That's not true. You can put the iPad up and do dishes and be like,
no. This was old. This was like 2010.
Before iPads existed. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe.
I don't know when the iPad came out, but
But this was when FaceTime was still iChat.
Oh, see, that was before I crossed into the walled garden. So
right, which is so crazy that my father, who is at least 25 years older than both of us, went off into this zone before we did.
Yeah, interesting.
Who's the airman now?
Yeah. Wait, we're the Gen Xers, man. We're supposed to be like the pinnacle of new and old,
Yeah, we are. We're the ultimate generation. We're cool. Let's say Brudio. Oh, someone.
Oh, your audio's
can
back.
Hear us.
Good, man. Good.
I don't know how much you can hear, but at least you heard Brudio. Cool
Yeah.
beans, Nathan. Cool beans, man. In any case, yeah, you're right, because we are we are comfortable in the old analog world. Got to get to the bank before 3:30 because they close. All that BS. But we're equally comfortable with online everything.
The one thing I don't do anymore, I don't write paper checks anymore. I haven't written a check in years. Honestly,
I don't even.
And I'm not looking down my nose. I'm just saying, that's one thing I don't do anymore. I don't write paper checks.
I don't even use cash.
So I rarely use cash. More often than not, I just swipe a debit card kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Every now and then I'll get cash.
It's convenient, and the thing is that all the stores are set up for the debit card, credit card thing. Yeah, I mean, I hardly even use cash. I'm totally down with that. So, especially lock down that name and website, the Brudio. We need to do that.
We're glad we're stumbling here. Glad you can hear us now, man.
Yep.
Because I know you're having some trouble.
But since we spent so much time talking about Ben and Trevor, actually we talked about Trevor more than Ben, and all that stuff, you know what we didn't do yet?
What's that?
We didn't read the Hot Break.
Oh, yeah, new Hot Break came out yesterday.
Yeah, the new Hot Break came out from Northwest Brewers Supply. So we're gonna zip away from this.
Don't worry, it's the abridged version.
Yeah, we're not gonna read all the ads. Although we have.
Oh, in fact, my recipe is the kit of the season kind of thing. They don't change the kit every month, but they change their kind of featured kit seasonally. With my bourbon beer I'm making here, so it should be fun.
Yep. All right, so here it is, man. Hot Break. Let's go ahead and see what we got. This month in the Hot Break, check out the forgotten history of porters and stouts.
Right? That's cool. This is a stout porter.
Right? It is stout
or
porter.
Porter stout. I might be screwing that up.
No.
Those beers stout porter. Those beers that they gave us, They've like amplified anything we've drank by like 5 already, man.
Oh yeah, those things were no joke. All right,
I might have to get my wife to pick me up this time.
we're gonna move away from pot cam and go back to normal cam. Now you can see pot
Yeah,
cam.
you know, at least our one loyal viewer can hear us now, so that's good.
That's right. No, that's a good thing. Cool. So it makes me feel better about this. All right. So, hi, Jamey. I like the fact that I'm one of the most important people that receive this newsletter because he calls me out by name.
Totally tailored for you. So
Let me guess. Yours says hi, Steve, doesn't it?
yes,
I feel
it's
diminished.
called a placeholder.
I don't like that. I don't like that. I like the idea.
You
that
really think he sits there and types the name in 2000?
For me, yes. Not for you. Yours is a placeholder.
Mine's
for
automated.
me,
Mine's natural. Yours is automated.
no, I don't think that. Thank you for making me feel less.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right, here we
I
go.
didn't mean to make you feel less.
All right,
Less is more.
let's read the hot break. All right, so I'm excited because we actually have like an article. I do like the way that Ben writes. It's kind of fun. But I do appreciate the fact that it is a newsletter. You know, we're trying to sell things. You know, before we read the hot break, that's a big thing. Let's just put that out. Support your local stores, man.
Yes.
Absolutely. We had
If you
that
can.
discussion. Yeah, obviously, I mean, there's certain things like I needed for my recording studio, which is a real studio. For my recording studio.
Not a Brudio.
Yeah, not a Brudio. I needed 2 specific speakers. I knew exactly the speakers I wanted. And so I went to the local music store, you know, our local music. We live in a small town. So I went to our local music store, and the problem is they're Yamaha speakers. And the problem that these guys ran into, they couldn't even order them from me, from Yamaha. Because in order for them to order from Yamaha, Yamaha required that they carry $10,000 in Yamaha inventory.
So they
in
wanted
their
to
store.
stock Yamaha, huh? Yeah.
Right. I mean, there's no point. They will never move that.
Yeah.
Not in this town.
They would buy out $10,000 worth of it and maybe move about $100 worth of it.
Right. It would sit on shelves, and that would be $10,000 of their capital that they could use on stuff that they do move, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so I get it. So in that case,
You
I
got
shopped
to do
online.
what you had to do, yeah.
Yeah. So I went online and I bought my speakers. Oh, but go ahead.
No, I was saying, where are my hops? I'm not looking at my hops. I think I'm
Your hops are down in the basement fridge still.
about to spoil. Sorry to interrupt the diatribe there.
Well, go ahead, man. I'll read the hot break. But just the big thing is support your local businesses, because when we go down to Northwest Brewers Supply and talk with Ben and we talk with Trevor, every single one of my recipes that I've made up on my own have their mark on them because they give me advice. They're like, wow, that is a lot of roasted barley. We don't think that's a good idea, you know, or hey, why don't you try? Here's a good one that has really impacted us. At Ben's suggestion, we tried this British chocolate instead of the regular chocolate malts, right? Amazing. I mean, Steve is completely sold on it. I really like it in my Newcastle clone. He likes it in his Resurrection Ale, which, by the way, Resurrection Ale is amazing. We're going to market that someday because it needs to get sold to people. Uh-oh. So, anyways, point being, Amazon is not going to hang out with you for half an hour and tell you, gee, maybe you shouldn't buy a whole bunch of 2-row as a steeping grain in an extract. By the way, if you don't know, you would never just do regular old 2-row barley as a steeping grain. That's an all grain.
Let me get 2 pounds of that for my steep.
Yes. Wow. I don't think I'll taste that beer if you don't mind.
You probably need to cut it with a fork and knife to do that.
Right? It would just be ridiculous. Point being, your local guys, they will help you. They know things. They'll hang out with you. You can walk into the store and sometimes not buy anything at all. You should always buy something, by the way. But sometimes you don't have to buy things. So, I don't know. I'm kind of getting off track. Support your local businesses. These guys know what they're doing, and they'll help you. It's like we were talking earlier. You know, you've spent $1,000 in equipment. because you didn't ask questions or you bought it all online, and now you have to spend another $400 to get the
That one
right
thing
equipment.
you need, yeah.
Yeah. And by the way, those $500 of stuff, you didn't need that. In fact, you'll never use it. It's not applicable to the way that you brew beer.
Now you got to sell it or whatever.
All right. So,
I'm
anyways,
getting close.
hot break. Let's read the hot break while Steve monitors his boil. My boil is still going good. Okay, still textbook.
So,
All right.
yeah.
Hi, Jamey.
Hi.
And he types my name personally. Everyone else is a placeholder. If we look at the porter or stout ingredients, it can be hard to tell the difference. We see so much similarity between the two beers. Let me start that sentence again. We see so much similarity between the two beers, it can be hard to differentiate. Some sources we have seen would have us believe that the use of unmalted barley was the significant difference in the beers of old. But that claim certainly doesn't hold up today and would be of little use in determining the difference. In fact, the history of these two beers is indeed a long and winding road. And he ain't lying about that, man. You could throw this into YouTube and watch video after video after video talking about the difference between porter and stout.
Ah, right.
I mean, there are tons of them.
Right.
History is a funny thing. Beer history is doubly so. In the beginning, there was beer. Good old brown beer. Why brown? It wasn't because it was everybody's favorite color. No, brown was the default color. Pale malt wouldn't come around until 1840. And since we know that beer was like brewed in like the 6th millennia BC, obviously that was a while.
Ancient Egyptians drink some kind of,
Yep.
Some kind of.
Well, the first beer,
malted thing,
as in the song, was
fermented.
actually in. They think the first beer was brewed somewhere in
modern day Iran.
Right, exactly. Whatever the Levant is, that part of the world. In any case, so brown was the default color. Pale malt wouldn't come around until 1840, and even then it was an accident. Interestingly, the development of pale malt was one brewer's oops when he began heating his malt house indirectly with coke, a porous, low-ash coal, rather than the wood-fired kiln of the day. And the result was a pale malt. Prior to that, the malts of history were darker and roasted and brown. Black beer wouldn't hit the scene until 1817 with Wheeler's Black Patent malt. Black Patent, a name that persists to this day, was quickly adopted by brewers, which led to a distinction between brown ales and black porters and stouts.
Ah, okay.
All right. We know that porters were a popular beer. Legends tell us that it was named for the crowd that drank it the most. The porter, the guys at the docks, unloading just about every kind of product being shipped into the island nation of England. And that much I knew. Porter got its name because that's what the porters drank. All right. All goods were unloaded by hand, of course, as the forklift wouldn't be invented for another 100 years. Good point. The beer that bore their title was, in its day, a daily drinking beer. A robust beer with a strong malt backbone, a slight sweetness, and enough hop presence to carry you to the bottom of a pint. Or 4.
Sounds good to me.
The stout started making the rounds in ale houses as a stronger porter and was originally called the stout porter. And like we've discussed before, originally stout did not refer to the color.
Right. It was a heaviness. Yeah.
It just meant it was a strong beer.
Yeah.
You know,
it could be lighter in color, but strong. Yeah.
Right. 8%, 9%, whatever. It was a strong beer. Backing up. Stronger version of the popular porter. There we go. The stout started making the rounds in ale houses as a strong porter and was originally called the stout porter, a stronger version of the popular porter. If your favorite public ale house served both, the distinction was a porter and a stout, and the name stuck. So a stout is a porter as far as history goes. Stout was, for its time, a stronger porter, at least until pale malt was invented and yellow beer spread like wildfire. Enter Budweiser and Coors. Weird bits of history after the fizzy yellow beer is when we started to see the ABV of a stout start to ebb as the cost to produce increases, just like the price of everything else. It's a bit strange, but even Guinness, arguably the most popular example of stout, is only 4.2% ABV. not very stout. Exactly right. So the question remains, after all that reading, what is the difference? The BJCP. You got anything on that?
Beer judging something. I can't remember. Beer
Oh.
judges. I believe it's a judging association for like officially judging
If you know what the BJCP is,
beer judging
leave it in the comments.
beer judging competitions and stuff like that. You know,
All right.
I believe that's what that refers to.
Okay.
Officially, like licensed, like you have to get certified to be a beer judge.
Yeah.
You know,
All right. So, anyways, the BJCP lists several different versions of the stout: American, English, oatmeal. Ooh, tropical. I've never made a tropical
what's
stout.
a tropical stout?
I don't know, but I want to make one.
Does it taste like Parrot Bay?
Isn't that a rum?
Yes, it's tropical though.
It doesn't matter.
How about Malibu?
You be careful. I will kick you off, Northwest Brewmeisters. Anyways, tropical, foreign, extra, and imperial. Okay, so wait a minute. Imperial stout.
Imperial stout,
My imperial Russian imperial stout. My favorite beer ever.
and it's not really Russian.
Yeah, it's English.
Folks who don't know, it's
Which
actually
is so
English.
weird. England gave us so many beers. It's weird. We think about Germany when we think about beer, but most of the cool beers
Came from England.
came from England. Good on you, Brits. Thank you very much. We love you. All right, so let's back up. The question remains, what is the difference? The BJCP lists several different versions of the stout: American, English, oatmeal, tropical, foreign extra, and imperial. From a raw view of stats, a beer with 30 IBUs, SRM 30, and 5% ABV with roasted, chocolate, and low to moderate esters could qualify as either a porter or a stout, and sometimes you just got to brew it and pick a name that fits the best. If you brewed it and it tastes like I Want Another, then high five, brewers, you win.
If
Absolutely.
it tastes like I Want Another, I like that.
That is resurrection right there.
Oh, well, thanks, man.
Oh, I'm not lying, dude. A long time ago, the local homebrew club, Norwa, which you could click on if you receive this cool newsletter, decided to brew a beer for a whiskey barrel. And after many rounds of discussion and beer and more beer, decided on an imperial porter. 6 different brewers all made a batch of beer and set it aside in a whiskey barrel. My is going good.
Trying to get stable here.
Norwa had high hopes for this beer and even decided that it should be set along to the National Homebrewers Competition. What we noticed is that there is no category for an imperial porter. As a style, it doesn't exist, for all the reasons we talked about in the featured article above. Did Norwa win? Sadly, 2020 happened and the competition was canceled. When a new competition was announced, all of the beer was gone. As an homage to that lost beer and gold medals it could have won, we present the next evolution as a kit, the Whiskey Barrel Stout Porter. And now we know why it's called a Stout Porter.
Right?
Because stouts are porters and porters are stouts.
Yeah.
As per that whole long thing that I read, and I can't read it
They
again.
equal.
I drank too much beer to read that thing. We should have done the hot break section a lot sooner in this broadcast.
Well, today's broadcast was not really organized in a classic sense, you know.
Yeah, it was an hour
But
late.
it's fine. We're late. I don't think we had any technical difficulties this time, but
Not really technical difficulties. I did forget to turn the camera on.
well, that yeah.
So for those of you in the Mount Vernon area, I mean, if you're watching Mount Vernon, Washington area, Burlington area, close up here in the northwest corner of Washington, Northwest Brewers Supply presents Learn to Homebrew Day, Saturday, November 5th. You want to go to that? That might be kind of cool.
Maybe. We'll see.
It's 11 to 2 p.m. Man, I work Saturdays.
But we don't need to learn how to homebrew, though.
It might be cool just to hang out and drink other
I
people's
mean,
beer.
we might learn something hanging out, but we don't need to take it from an absolute beginner's point of view. But
So anyways, Saturday, November 5th
you're
from
gonna be working anyway.
11 to 2, Northwest Brewers Supply. You can look them up. It's Northwest Brewers Supply. Hit them on the internet. It's right there. You can find their address, their phone number, everything you need to know. 1999, Learn to Homebrew Day was established by the American Homebrewers Association. Cool. So
That can't be the 5th. That's got to be the 8th.
Are you sure?
Because the 5th is Wednesday. October, you said, right?
November.
Oh, November. Okay. That's a Saturday. I thought you said October 5th.
No, November.
I was like, oh, that's not the right day.
November 5th. All right. So first Saturday in November, thousands of people celebrate Learn to Homebrew Day. Put that on the calendar because even though we're not learning to homebrew, we should still celebrate.
We'll celebrate. I mean, and if we do go, we'll learn something anyway, I'm sure.
Well, I'm sure there's always something
always
to
something
learn.
to learn,
There's a little
dude, yeah.
trick. Like that whole bleach versus star sand and all that, you know.
Yeah, there's
If
always
you have a
something
friend
to
or
learn.
4 interested, bring them around on the 5th. So yeah, if you have made it this far in the broadcast, take a trip down there. It'll be fun. I guarantee it'll be fun. Ben and Trevor are great folks. Somewhere in the Browns Point. Okay, that's a cartoon, which you can't do.
There you are.
Calling all homebrewers. Registration is open for the Lights Out Dark Beer competition by Browns Point Homebrew Club. It is a BJCP and WAHA sanctioned competition. Bottles are due by the 28th, so apparently you got a bottle. And Northwest Brewers Supply is an official drop-off location. Don't forget, so other things, don't forget you can order your wine kits. Lots of wine. I'm just going to be a good guy and not say what I think of wine. Although our good friend Nathan makes wine. We'll make an exception for mead. Anyways, that was it. That was the day. This was the hot break. I mean, the big thing is the article. I enjoy the article. It's a lot of fun. And usually we figure out things. Steve is brewing right now the Whiskey Barrel Porter Stout from the hot break.
Oh, yeah.
And we're kind of excited to see how it turns out. I
So
have a
far,
feeling
so
that's
good,
gonna
man.
Be a good beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't boiled anything over. We haven't dumped. Okay, I'll just
Actually, you know what? It's okay. I'm not superstitious, so yeah, we haven't boiled over, haven't dumped anything.
We have all our hops. We didn't forget anything at home.
No, everything's good except for the beer. I forgot beer today, but that's okay.
That's okay. Got it
That's right.
covered.
That's okay. Wendy to the rescue.
Right,
So-
and those freaking beers that we got from Trevor. Holy
I know
crap.
that kind of made up for those, man.
Woo, Trevor, those were amazing.
Yeah, those were like double beers, man.
Yeah, those were no joke beers. All right, let's go back over here. Let's see what we got.
Have any new comments from anybody?
Why are you hating on my 2-row stepping? I don't know any better. We do have new comments. Yeah. So apparently Nathan can hear. I'm sorry, man. I had to use the iPad. The iPad only does so many things. So missed the comments. My 2-row stepping.
Oh, real quick. Textbook.
And it's good for you. It took me 20 minutes to get to textbook. I had to do the additions here. I got 27 minutes left. Oh,
I have 57 minutes left.
well, good.
However, I have a middle point hop edition at 15 minutes along with the
Oh, do you?
I have a 15-minute and then a 0-minute. So this might come out a little different than the recipe calls for.
CTZ is
Yeah.
not Columbus.
No, but it's a high alpha acid type, so
When did you add it?
it's 60.
So that's when it went in.
Yeah, so it's
So it's not an aroma hop. So
it's a high alpha acid hop, so it should do okay with going in when it did.
well, yeah. I mean, because the alpha acids have a completely different function than the aroma hops at the end. So
So we'll see. I don't know if that was intentional or a accident. Things happen.
things do happen. I
The
mean,
recipe says Columbus, so maybe it might be a typo here. Maybe that was the right hop, or maybe he grabbed the wrong pack on accident, but that's okay.
no big deal. It is one of the bummers about living so far away from the store, though. It's like, man, you got to get it right. That's like when I was going to. It's like when I was going to college in Seattle.
Yeah.
So I went for music, obviously, Get all the way down to Seattle, get my tux on, White Sox.
Like, oh.
And there's nothing you can do, man. I'm sorry, I can't just shoot 90 miles north and grab my black socks.
Yeah, let me run real quick.
And the problem with Seattle is, it's not, I mean, there's no Walmarts down there.
No, it's Seattle.
Yeah, it's really crazy how those big urban centers, they don't have any of those convenient, let me just run down to this store and pick this up. It's like, no, I'm sorry. Everything closed at 10 o'clock. Big, huge metropolitan area, and the sidewalks roll up at 5 o'clock. You know, if you want to get to those all-night stores, you got to go to the not-so-big metropolitan area, where, yes, you can buy socks at 9 o'clock at night. Isn't that weird?
Totally.
Was that a statement?
It wasn't a question. Yeah, I all jokes aside, I get it. You're just, yeah. Outlying areas, yeah, you have Walmarts. Oh, I need this. Walmart.
And you really can. You can, like, go get these things.
Yeah.
You go into the cities, it's almost as bad as being in a town in the middle of nowhere, as far as your ability to just, like, zip down to a store and get something.
Yeah.
It's like, you got 5 million people and no stores are open, so I can just go buy a pair of black socks? What the heck?
Well, that's like where I'm from originally. On Sundays, you can't buy alcohol until afternoon.
Is that a
Now,
Texas thing?
Or
Or is that a
the
county
county.
thing?
At least the county.
Mhm.
Now, right next door in New Mexico, where I had some family, there are no liquor sales on Sunday. None. Zilch.
So what you're saying is, at noon on Sundays,
You
there's
go to
a lot of
Texas.
New Mexicans in Texas.
Yeah, people from New Mexico probably drive to Texas, go buy booze and drive it back. You know, depending where they're at, near the border. I mean, a good chunk of New Mexico and Texas are border to each
Mhm.
other. They got that long Panhandle side, you know, and then you got the West Texas side where I'm from. So
Well, that's just like down at the Oregon border.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that don't spend $1 in Washington.
Oh.
Because they just jump across the border into Oregon with no sales tax
and
and just buy their stuff, and then they come on back.
back. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it does. I mean, if you're just talking about taking care of you, you know, which you might as well, because the government doesn't care about you, you know, so you might as well take care of you. It's like, it's cheaper over there. I'm going over there. $190 whatever. In Oregon, it's $190. In Washington, it's $218 because of sales tax.
Right.
You know, that just makes sense. That's just, can't hate on people for that.
Nope, not at all, man. Well, it's like, you know, East Coast side of things, around Pax River, Maryland. A lot of people live in Virginia because it's too expensive to live in Maryland. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they live right there across the border in Virginia, and then drive, you know, whatever. I forget how. It's right there though, you know. And
That's
then drive to work and then go to Pax River. You know what I mean?
same with Southern Connecticut and New York City,
Yeah.
and New Jersey and New York City.
Yeah, right.
People live in Jersey and they live in Connecticut, and then
But they work in New York or whatever. Yeah.
And of course, New York worked a way around it. If you make any money in New York, you have to pay us income tax, which makes me wonder how you're going to chase someone who's not in your state.
It's like I'm not a resident of your state. You know.
And it's like, we're going to come after you. How? You don't have any jurisdiction over this state.
Right.
They could probably garnish wages.
I'm sure
And
there's a way.
that really gave them a black eye during the COVID thing, when all those nurses that went and helped. It's like, hi, I don't want to be in New York. I don't like New York City. I think this place is a garbage dump. But I'm here to help you with all your dying people. And then after it all done, New York sent them a tax bill. You made money here. You owe us taxes. It's like, bite me?
Yeah.
All right, so here's the reality. We made a vow. The beer comes first. And it is 20 minutes until my last hops. So we're going to go to pot cam. And pretty much we're going to do things like rinsing things and all that other fun stuff. Because,
Yeah, it's getting there, huh?
yeah, it's that time. And it's really weird that I'm the one making this statement. It's usually your department.
Taught you well.
Yes, you
Wait,
did.
but first we have a crisis.
I'm working on it. I'll be right back. Jeez, man.
I could go do that. You don't have to do that.
You solved the crisis. It's in the regular fridge. Nope, sit down. I'm going to solve the crisis.
I was joking. I'll solve the crisis.
Too late. I'm already here. We can't do this. It's going to take us 20 minutes, and then
All right, solve the crisis.
my car body will not be rinsed.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
Thank you, sir. Given we make water fun.
Yeah, we make water fun.
Wow.
I cut myself last night making the coconut rabbit,
Oh,
and now my thumb is just yelling at me all the time.
yeah, I hate that.
You know, it's like a paper cut level of cut, you know.
Yeah, that happened to me. Where'd it go? Right on this finger, my index finger on my left hand, which sucks because as a guitar player, I use that finger a lot.
Yep.
As a mechanic, I use that finger a lot.
Yep.
So it's fine now, but when it first happened, because what it wasn't really a cut; it was a pinch. But it pinched so hard that blood popped out of it, like a blood blister, and it actually popped. It was crazy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Nathan's actually chatting with us. What's he saying?
He says, "Is there a better name than BJ?" He says, "Where is the whiskey barrel?" It was a questionable statement. There's no timestamp, so I'm not sure how long ago he asked this, but
Less than 10 minutes.
Oh, okay. Because the last comment before that was why you hitting on the 2-row. So
Right.
before is there a better name than BJ?
Now I don't know how old the 2-row comment is because I was reading the hot break during that point. So
Okay.
I wasn't even looking at the screen. But those other ones are less than 10 minutes old. Probably less than 5.
Well, I don't have a whiskey barrel. I have chips from the whiskey barrel.
Is that what you have?
Yeah, it's a little bag of just chips. I don't know if somebody went in there with a little chisel and went, or what.
They probably used a machine, but yeah, same idea.
Yeah, it was more silliness, but yeah, something obviously created these chips, and then they packaged them. So
Yeah, I put for their Scotch ale recipe, you throw oak chips in the Scotch ale.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that. I remember you buying them. There was something that I did not too long ago that had a chip, some kind of chip in it. Well, maybe longer than I think, and maybe a year ago. There was a bag of some kind of chips. I forget.
I don't remember either.
I put them in during secondary. I can't remember what it was though. It was a long
Probably a
time ago.
darker beer,
Yeah,
for sure.
it was a long time ago. So, actually, speaking of beers, earlier in the broadcast before you joined us, I was essentially soliciting feedback on a winter ale. So what the idea is, I'm going to kind of look around at different recipes and maybe cherry pick the components that I think would go good together to make a winter ale / Christmas ale, whatever you want to call it. Ideally, it'll be done right around that time. So it'll probably get brewed first week of November, maybe, or first brew day in November. Maybe that makes sense. So if there's any feedback,
Go ahead and keep chatting.
yeah, that was a Navy aircraft that flew over the house. So anyway, so if you have ideas, man, that you want to throw your way at us, please do. If you don't, that's fine also. because I'm just kind of trying to find a starting point on a winter ale style. How's it going over there?
Talking
Good?
to me?
You good? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just
Who else am I talking to?
I don't know. Maybe you're hallucinating.
I wish. But no. No, I think those two beers that Trevor gave us are like amplifying everything that would normally have happened, you know?
Oh, those buggers had some kick, man. There ain't no lie
They
on
had
that.
some kick, yeah.
Yep, those are good beers.
So, yeah, next time we were at the store, I'll be like, dude.
Yeah, if we could buy a 6-pack of that, that'd be rinse with cold water. I'll just use a lot of it. Oh man, the flight schedule started.
I know, the Sunday night shift schedule. There you go. So, Nate, if you can still hear us, man, I don't know if the jet noise is coming in, but the Navy is flying right now, and so, yeah, we're going to hear a lot of jet noise. Did that job for 22 years, so, yep, I know exactly what they're doing. It's always Sunday night shift. They're trying to get their 4 hours in. What do you mean, where's my music found? Are you looking for, like, sheet music, or what? I'm not sure what you're talking about, bro. How's that coming along over there?
Probably just 1 or 2 more times.
Oh, I'm just messing with you. Because I hate that part. That's why I did mine before I came over.
Yeah, I know.
Just to avoid time, just to save time for both of us,
Well, and you have a good point, man. If you start rushing, things get dropped. Finishing hops don't get added. Yada.
Yeah.
Hot spoil over.
Right?
And for whatever
We don't need
reason,
that.
the universe has decided that it all happens to you.
No.
I don't know why that
That's
is.
because the universe hates me, man.
What do you do to the universe, dude?
Existed?
Man, it is ridiculous how much water is used to make the beer.
I know.
Give this a
It's
sniff
crazy.
and tell me what you think.
I don't smell bleach, so I think you're safe.
Okay, we're good.
It smells like cold. It smells like cold water.
Okay, perfect.
Oh, I saw over 40 minutes left on my boil.
All right.
I'm gonna be there for a minute.
Wendy told me to throw away the bucket that we were using to put our food on. I'll be right back.
Well,
we go. Bucket.
Found the bucket.
This'll work. I need to get some more buckets though.
So Sam Adams has some really tasty winter beers. I can't remember the last time I had a Sam Adams winter beer, but he's probably not wrong. So.
Well, the trick is figuring out how to make them though.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Well, I can't remember. A friend of mine, Greg, back in the day, the old Navy guy I used to work with. I worked for him. He was my boss for a while too. He's the guy that sparked the homebrewing in me.
Right.
Taught me a lot initially. Taught me everything I kind of learned basically in the basics in the beginning. Anyway, this would have been like 2003, 2004, 2005 time frame. He would email brewers and be like, "Hey, I'm trying to clone one of your beers. It's not quite coming out right. Do you have any pointers on what I could do?" And it was kind of hit or miss. I said some places were really cool. They're just like, "Oh yeah, do this. If you do this, add that, you should get it kind of spot on." And he said other brewers were just like, "Oh well, that's our beer. We're not gonna share that information." They were just
right.
they were very tight-lipped about it. And he actually talked to both Sam Adams and Sierra Nevada. Who makes Sierra Nevada? Chico.
Chico?
Okay, no, I guess Sierra Nevada, or Chico, California is where it's from.
I
I guess Sierra Nevada is the brewery, and the style of beer is the pale ale.
Right.
I know he's emailed both of them in the past. Like, this was like 20 plus years ago. He emailed them in the past, both those different breweries. And I'm trying to remember which one. One of them was cool and helpful. The other one was just kind of like, yeah, we're not going to help you kind of thing.
Right. It's like, just buy our beer.
And what made me think of that was when Nathan mentioned Sam Adams. And I don't know for sure if it was Sam Adams, but like I said, one of them was standoffish. They wouldn't help him. They wouldn't.
Right.
He was trying to brew a clone. And he was an all grain guy too, so he wasn't just trying to mess around. He was like serious about it. Like, hey, I want to make your beer. Can you help me out here?
Which it's like,
not that we mess around because we do all grain or because we do partial. Wow, I can't get my words right. Because we do extract.
That's really good beer.
We do extract
Trevor.
because it's easy and it's what we're equipped for right now. So
it's what we're equipped for, and it's what we have time for.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it, man. Sundays is kind of the day we got to do it. I work Saturday.
Right.
I work Fridays and Saturdays, and those are your 2 days off. You work Monday through Friday, yada, yada. Sunday's the day. I go to church in the morning, man, rock it home.
Yeah.
Get this done.
Timeline, yeah. We were kind of limited to that. But I don't want to call one brewery out over the other because I can't remember which one it was. It just wasn't very helpful,
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, I get it.
One of those two was not helpful at all. They were just like standoffish. Well, our recipe is proprietary or whatever. They didn't say it that way, but it was pretty much that way,
Which is one of those things, man. It's like, we don't want you to brew it. We want you to buy it. It's like, but on the flip side, it's like, how many home brewers are there?
I don't know.
I mean, I would say there's
probably a few million.
Yeah, there's millions of home brewers, but let's be realistic, man. We still buy beer.
Yeah. This means you're brewing home.
We're drinking beer that we bought
you're
today.
Buying beer, yeah. Granted, we may not buy it as frequently as we did before, but we're still buying beer.
We're still buying beer.
We're not a threat to the industry, okay?
Yeah, we're not. It's not like even if we made a Moose Drool clone, right, me and Steve are not going to cut into Big Sky Brewery's profit margin.
Because there's thousands of other people that don't brew that buy it because they like it,
Yeah. And we'll even tell you, it's like, hey, this is a Moose Drool clone. In fact, I've made a Moose Drool clone. It was called Caribou Slobber. It was pretty good. I made it years ago. It was a box kit. I forget where it came from.
Did you want to boil the wort chiller?
Yeah. And
like I said, it was. I soaked it in dish soap and water for like an hour or two or so, and then rinsed it off.
I got 5 minutes till the end of my boil.
Not really a good boil. I mean, not
Well-
really enough time to really boil anything off. You know, it's up to you.
Not really.
I mean, it's not dirty.
You wash the heck out of it though.
It's soaked in a bucket full of soap water for a while this morning when I was cleaning up other stuff and getting ready. It was like the last thing I did. So
Probably should have done that 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Let's throw it in there. It'll be okay. I mean, at least it's 5 minutes of sterilization.
oh no, Trev, I don't have a band or anything. Or record any music. I just over the years I played the guitar for a while. He had said earlier that he said as a guitar player, where's your music found? I wasn't sure he was talking about it. I didn't know if he meant like where do I get music or whatever. He meant like do I actually have recorded music out there? No, I don't have recorded music.
Not yet.
Other than what I've done with Jamey, we've done some little project we're working on. I'm not a professional by any means. It's just I play guitar. Mostly a metalhead guy. But
Although if you want to see my stuff, just put Jamey Aston into Google. I come up. You gotta spell it
yeah,
EY.
he's way more professional than I am as far as musicianship goes.
I got stuff out there.
But we are working on a fun little album where I'm playing guitar on it. So once we get it done,
It's all beer. It's
about
gonna be
beer.
a fun.
Yeah.
So 4 of the songs are definitely pub songs, like the people in the pub sing along.
Right.
And then we got one metal song, and that's Steve's bailiwick because I don't do metal. I mean,
Cool.
I'm trying. I get to play drums. Steve has allowed me to play drums. I feel pretty special about that because I'm not a metal drummer.
No, but it's okay though. So yeah, no, I'm not currently in a band other than the projects Jamie and I work on, and we're not really in a band in the conventional sense. We collaborate together, and we have some songs we've both written that we're working on to get them recording ready, and probably here soon. I would hope.
Like I said, so I've been talking with the
So yeah,
bagpipe-
soon, man, you'll get to see some guitar work from me that's not amazing, but you'll see me play a little bit or hear me play at least.
I gotta go grab my. I think I left my other hops downstairs.
Oh, really?
I'll be back. All right, so we're gonna go to Pot Cam because now it is time to run around and do all sorts of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
So we're gonna
I'm already-
take it on Pot
I'm
Cam.
pretty buzzed already too.
Oh no, that's not good.
Yeah, I'm alright. The buzz is kicking in, man.
I mean, that's really not good because.
Oh no, I know you didn't mean to copy their beers. It reminded me of an experience a friend of mine had. But you're right. I could take influence from that at least. Well, he was responding when I was saying
Right.
that.
I'm gonna go
my friend
rinse.
Greg.
I'm gonna go
Go ahead.
rinse the funnel and the.
Oh, okay.
And the strainer. Keep talking with Nathan.
No, yeah, I will. Yeah, you're. Wow, my voice cracked like I'm a teenager again. Yeah, you're right. Inspiration definitely. I like Sam Adams beers, even though their signature beer was a lager. It always reminded me of an ale, honestly, just because the way it tastes, and it's kind of darker than a typical lager. Yeah, that might be a good goal for next weekend, since it is not a brew weekend. Maybe pick up some of those Sam Adams beers you're talking about, if they're on the shelf. Yeah, I'm not sure yet. I'm sure I can find their Oktoberfest, no problem, but I don't know if their winners are out. But I'll keep an eye out for them though. The goal is not to make so much of a piney kind of Christmas beer, but I want it to be a little more nutty, if that makes sense. Like I said, I want to use raisins, Nuts are out of the question because of the actual oil. So to try to achieve the nutty flavor, I'm gonna have to get creative with the grains. But nuts themselves are not gonna work.
Nutty flavor? What?
The winter ale I want to do. He had recommended like, yeah, check out the 7 Islands beers because it might provide some inspiration, which is absolutely correct. The flavor I have in mind, but the beer I envision is not piney or Christmassy or whatever. It's more of a nutty flavor with raisin. I say raisin a lot, but with kind of a raisin base to it. Maybe slightly sweet, high ABV. What I want to achieve is if someone someone has a pint and they take a few drinks, it has a warming effect down their body.
Kind of like that stuff that we drank today.
Yeah, you just feel warm. You're like, whoa. But I don't want it, hoppy. I don't want it, weird. I just want it to kind of be mellow and it'll be dark, kind of a darker color.
I think you should jump on. You should jump on Y Yeast.
Oh, actually, yeah, I've looked at their website. They provide recipes.
Well, not just recipes, but they provide yeast profiles. Their yeast descriptions are really good.
Oh, gotcha.
Like this yeast, if you do it at the higher temperature, it adds more of this. If you do it at the lower temperature, it adds more of this, etc., etc.
Gotcha.
So.
You mind helping me out there?
Oh,
quick?
yeah, we'll put this down.
Share or something.
All right, Nathan, here's the truth, man. You're just gonna, I'm gonna move pot cam in a minute here. But, actually sooner than a minute. Like right now. We'll put pot cam, aim it over this bucket. Oh, hot. Ouch, 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 ouch. And touchdown. Bloody brilliant. Friend Steve.
Yes.
Could you turn the water on in this?
Oh, yeah. I know you're ready.
All right, give me just a second. All right, hit it.
Water coming on. Oh, Jamey! Oh, that doesn't work. All right, here, I'll help you out while you're fixing that.
Hot. Oops, hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that hurts. Come on, you. Oh, good. We're down to 140.
All right. 140 is good. It's getting there.
It's a lot better than the old ice bath method.
Yeah. Or the snow method that failed.
Oh, the snowbank method was a total failure. Oh my gosh. Horrible. I gotta admit, one of the nice things about living out here, since we're on the well, the water coming out is cold.
Mm-hmm. That is true.
The water's probably 50 degrees coming out of the tap or the spigot.
Right, right.
All right, that's 80 degrees right there. I'm gonna let that run for a bit because I forgot to put my water in.
Oh yeah, you need your chill water in there.
Yep.
So, I'm gonna see if they have anything else to say after that.
I'm not gonna lie, man.
So Nathan is intrigued a little bit that I mentioned putting raisins in the beer. So my idea is not put raisins in during the initial brewing and boil, but when I transfer it to secondary fermentation. But the thing is, I'm not sure how much to put in. I'm gonna have to dig around the internet, obviously.
So the microphone's right here over by me, by the way. Yeah.
So if you didn't hear what I was saying about the raisins, I want to do that during secondary fermentation. So after all the initial stuff is done, that's my idea at least. I mean, if I can do it during primary, maybe I'll consider it, but I'm not sure if that's safe with the yeast and all that doing its thing.
I wouldn't.
Kind of like when I dry hop. I always dry hop during secondary. But that's the idea behind the raisins. But it's mainly to impart a little bit of flavor and obviously add a little bit of sugar. I'm sure the sugars will add. Nathan says he has experience with these in raisins. Oh, in his mead, but it was like a long time ago, about 18 years ago. He did something with it. So he's kind of intrigued about the idea behind it.
I would definitely. I think the secondary idea, if you want that flavor,
Yeah.
if you go in the primary, man, the yeast is just gonna eat it.
Yeah, I think the secondary is going to be where I'll put it. I might even have to cut the raisins in half, or put a slice in them or something. Which seems like a lot of work.
It's just like this bugger. I don't expect a lot of the honey flavor to come through here because I think the yeast is just gonna mow down on that honey. You know what you need to do? You need to go get your carboy and match it up against my carboy and get your mark back.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'll do that.
I got one. I'll go get you one.
So we need a nice flat surface, though. I guess that porch is flat enough.
Yeah, it's not quite that scientific, dude.
You're right. It's not.
Oh, go ahead, kiddo.
All right, there's the mark.
Okay, my friend, I'm at sub 70 now.
All right. My new mark is good.
All right.
All right.
Got a bucket for it? You want to
Yeah, we got this bucket. Let's rinse it off. Let me disconnect it. We'll rinse it.
unhook it?
And we'll just stick it in that bucket until it's my turn.
Yep.
Or we could even boil it.
What?
We could even boil it too.
If you
Mine.
want to boil it again, but we should still rinse it off. Just
Oh, yeah.
Because remember, my hops went in at 0, so
Oh, yeah, no worries. We got to rinse it off anyway.
they might still have a little kick to them. Want me to turn the water back on?
Here in a moment. Let me let it drain. I mean, the water will run off the copper, not drain into your beer, obviously.
I would, appreciate if we didn't just fill my beer with hose water.
Yeah.
I mean, I do drink this water. It's not dangerous, but it doesn't taste great. This is definitely hard water.
Oh, no doubt. All right, man.
All right, here we go.
Yep.
Hear the toad?
Yeah. Is he bitching?
No, he's probably calling for a mate or something. I don't know. Good?
Ah.
Yeah, you just don't want any little particles of that Willamette to flavor your beer.
So about 18 minutes left. I think it's okay.
Well, in 18 minutes, it'll definitely be sterile.
Yeah.
I have a feeling it's just
I'm going to
fine.
turn my heat up a little bit.
That's what I did. I turned my heat up, let it get a little exciting, and then there we go.
Nathan, say anything else?
Um,
The last thing he said that I read was about raisins. Like he's interested to know what happened.
raisins and beer. You have my attention.
Yeah. Yeah, I read that.
The raisin mead I made 18 years ago is tasty, but in a beer, I'm intrigued on what flavors you would get. It
That
is
right up here.
It's in the toads don't climb trees.
I'm telling you, it's up here. See, it stopped as you're looking at it. It is up here.
It's. What are you doing? 5 feet off the ground, Mr. Toad. That is totally a toad.
Totally.
Get your boy back.
Stop the time limit for a second.
Now your boil's back. Your boil's back. And now it's gone.
Hey,
Oh, that's pretty good.
It's a nice little rolly. I'm going to have some hops going in at 15, as well as my Irish moss. You didn't put your oil flock in there, did you?
Yeah, and it's not because I don't want to, it's because I forgot. But I always forget.
Well, I figured you forgot. That's okay, though. It happens.
I've never remembered. Never. All right. You go down here. We can move this out of the way. And as promised at the beginning of the broadcast, it is getting dark.
Oh, it's going to be dark before we're done.
Yeah, this might be the last patio broadcast. Might be time to move back to the garage, my friend.
The garage. Yeah.
Land of artificial light and no rainwater in the beer. And while it's not exactly warm, at least it's not windy.
Yeah, that's a plus. least yours won't be super sludgy.
Yeah, this is not super sludgy. One of the tricks is to pour slow.
Gotcha, man. Ooh, hot. I think.
A little warm?
A little warm. That one let me know. It's like, hey, dummy. That was hot. Shut up, Toad.
Now I want to see this toad in a tree.
That was the same one making noise a while back.
Oh, he lives there.
It's his habitat.
And actually, he can live there because toads eat things like slugs.
Oh,
I hate
yeah.
slugs.
Oh no, I don't want you to get rid of them.
Yep.
You know?
You are welcome to live there, Mr. Toad. You just hang out. Make your little croaky sound. How much time you got left?
13:35.
Nice. We timed this well.
Yes. Yes, it is well. Ish, because hopefully you're done with the strainer and the.
I'll be done. I've got one
No.
more.
That's the only thing. It would be like, oh, wait a minute, you're not done with the strainer yet.
Nope. I've got like one pour left.
Mm.
Little sludge for y'all. Sludgy.
No, I think we're doing okay. Righto, mate.
Yeah. Actually, that was a really low sludge beer. Took me 2 pours.
Yeah, no, that's good. Mine's gonna be high sludge, I think.
Yep. It's going to take a lot.
Because it has all that.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, excuse me. It has all
Bless
that liquid malt in it, man.
Mhm.
9.9 pounds.
Yeah, a lot of stuff is gonna come out of it.
Right.
You see my glasses?
Is that a trick question?
No, it's an honest question.
No, I haven't seen glasses.
Where'd they go?
I don't know.
So Nathan says, Raisins Beer says, okay, no, absolutely. The last 5 years of brewing mead, I don't add any flavors during the primary. So I guess he's talking about adding raisins to the primary. Yeah. And I would agree, man. I mean, you're just potential for infection, and it's not going to do it in the secondary.
That's why I'm already committed to the secondary, yeah. That I already knew.
Yeah. The yeast are dicks, and we're no longer family friendly, Nathan.
Well, you didn't have to read it out loud, though.
Family friendly, Jamey. Jeez. Right, but it's in the chat. They can the 4-year-olds can read this. You know, that funny look you're giving me has no impact because we're on pot cam.
Oh.
All right.
Well, it was a reference to the 4-year-old. What 4-year-old is going to be watching this broadcast, man?
Never too young to brew. Okay. All right. Anyways, the yeast are dicks and eat the sugars and the flavors. So all flavoring starts in the secondary, and after a taste test, after the second, rack more flavor will be added. Right.
Right.
And depending on what we're going for, it could go through 2 or more rackings, which, you know, that's something we've never done.
Never done more than a one rack, yeah.
We've always done 1 rack, and that was it. So it's dark enough that... Oh, I can see my mark. All right. Goodbye, sludge. You want me to? You got enough time for me to throw these back in the sanitation?
10 minutes, yeah.
Okay. I'll be right back.
Rinse them and sanitize.
Yep. I'm gonna do that.
Because they'll sit there for the 10 plus the time it takes to cool.
Right.
By the way, Coach E, I need to be careful.
Yeah. Might want to hang out for a bit.
So yeah, maybe after these beers, I might take a little break.
Good idea.
Because these are
A little potent.
potent on top of what we already had. Right? That was funny.
What am I doing? I need to add my water.
Your water. Yeah. Are you gonna take a reading or no?
Nah, I'm not gonna worry about it. This is not a real high ABV anyway.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's right. Pretty low. Yeah.
Another cup of water. And this time I'm going to remember to add water to my water luck. Laugh it up, fuzzball.
Oh, that's right. I'm not sure I've done that one, but I've forgotten other important details of it. So.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I get it, dude. What is this stupid voicemail about? Oh, you're good. You're good.
okay. That much extra won't hurt things. All right, dude. It's dark. We need the lights.
We need the light.
So you know what that means?
Yeah, we can't even see ourselves now. It's
Yeah,
so dark.
I know.
Looks
All
like,
right.
looks like a campfire.
Right. Okay, so looking into the dark. We're gonna go ahead and end it, guys. Nathan.
Yeah, wait, what guys? There's one guy.
There might be other people that are lurking with stuff. I don't know.
Maybe.
Anyways, this has been another production of the Northwest Brewmeisters. So remember, relax.
Don't worry.
Have a home brew.
Or a home mead in your case, buddy.
Yeah, home mead. What's it? Do you brew mead? No, you don't. Anyways, all right, we're out of here. Goodbye.
Take care, everyone. And by that we mean one legit
Yeah.
one.
Well, every one, sure, it works.